Today's sponsor of the Vision Quest podcast is 920 Hat Company. Leather patch hats are in, and 920 Hat Company is here to hook you up with your very own custom hat. All patches are lasered on top-grade genuine leather and on popular brand hats like Richardson and FlexFit. Whether you're looking to show off your business or want a one-of-a-kind hat for yourself, 920 Hat Company can do it all. All the hats are handcrafted right in the Fox Valley, but worn across America. With over 500 hats in stock, they guarantee fast turnaround times. Honestly, Liam, looking at these hats, solid, right?
Yeah, they're pretty. I like them.
I like that patch itself.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, one-of-a-kind stuff. I know his name's Trevor. He does great work. He's actually gotten I think we got a knit hat coming.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we got that coming. So we're really excited to have these guys on board as a sponsor. So get down to check them out on Facebook. I believe they're on Instagram. Check them out, man. They got the best hats, I think, in the Fox Valley, if not in the state.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So get down to 920 Hat Company on social media and check them out. All right, folks, thanks for bringing it back. It's been a while, been gone for a little while, but, we're going to bring back Vision Quest podcast. It's just what it's about. Sitting around, we're not really going to be doing guests all the time. We're going to talk wrestling. We're going to talk stuff that runs into wrestling. We're going to do a lot of stuff. So if you would please help and welcome one of my guests here is Zach Pierson. Welcome, Zach.
Thanks.
So you're not from here,
no.
Right?
Well, I'm from Earth.
Yeah. Planet.
Yeah.
It's always good to know. You never know what's going on out there nowadays. We got Zach. You're originally from Indiana?
Indianapolis, yeah.
Yeah. Indianapolis, man. Yeah. That's a big town.
Yeah.
Was that cool growing up? Were you in a decent part of Indianapolis? I don't know, is it rough there?
I mean, South Side's not the north side, but we're not the west side.
Sure.
So
ain't Gary.
Good. Yeah, we're not Gary, that's for sure. You can drive through my town. So that's good.
That's good. The other guy we got sitting here is Liam Crook. It's my son.
Hello.
We were just down in Iowa, down at preseason nationals. Had a good tournament. Unfortunate loss, whatever in the finals happens. Good start to the freshman year so far. He's having fun, but he's joining us. He's probably going to be on a lot of these. I would say the majority of these. Good learning experience for him. I think it's one of those things where I don't know. Maybe you can talk some stuff out and work out your feelings, right?
Yeah.
So, guys, I don't like dead air. I'll tell you that much right now. If I'm not talking, you're talking. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, I'm not.
Yeah, no, we talked about that, yeah. So we had preseason nationals. I was there. Liam was there. So it wasn't easy for us to watch a ton. I mean, we were so focused on what he had going on that we didn't really watch much. Did you see much, Zach, at all?
No, I didn't.
The high school stuff, the showcase stuff. I know we had a couple guys up there. I know Otis was up there.
He went what?
Is the 11 and 12, is that the showcase? Or is
No, the showcase is its own tournament. 11th and 12th grade they had still for.
What's the point of that? Like,
I don't know.
Water
That's the way that they had it in the system. So I'm assuming I didn't look in the brackets to see if it was 11th and 12th, but I know that they definitely had that separated as an event. So I know Otis was down there from here. I don't remember. Liam, do you remember how he did?
No, I thought he placed. I know Nathan Vanderhey was down there.
Nathan. I thought I saw Vanderhey's name on the backside at least up to like 7th place. I saw
Brody Hart was there.
Yep. Brody was there.
Garrett Marks was there. I don't know if he wrestled.
I don't think he didn't look like he was wrestling. I don't know if it was a weight thing or
it was an injury, something like that.
Something like that. But saw a couple good wrestlers. I know the middle schoolers will be there. I know Nazar's got a couple kids there.
Sure.
Askren's got some youth down there, I think.
For sure, I know Blakely was there. Carson Newbert's down there right now, probably.
Oh yeah.
Some good kids.
Yeah.
Skiba was there.
Yep.
Skiba.
I watched those two.
Can I mention something? I'm really tired of how people pronounce Skiba's last name. It's not Skeba.
Oh, yeah.
Are you aware of that?
I
mean, it's Skiba.
Did I say it right?
As far as I know.
Okay.
But I think people need to start listening to like how they actually pronounce it. It's Skiba.
It's Skiba?
I'm going to mess up a bunch of people's names.
No, that's fine.
Sure it's Skiba?
Yeah.
I think I swore I heard Nolan saying it was Scaba or something.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to confirm them, but I know it as Skiba.
Maybe they're tired of the way you say it.
Maybe. Ted hasn't yelled at me yet, so sorry, Ted, if I'm saying it wrong. I apologize. But, hey, guys, the other nice thing, too, is we actually have some decent equipment now. So if we sound a little better, that's probably because we sound better. I don't know, I went and dropped like, I don't know, $1,200, $1,500 on some equipment just for the fun of it. Because this is going to be a thing. People aren't going to get rid of me. They're not going to get rid of us.
They've tried.
Here's the thing is I understand that there are people that don't like what other people say, and I know that people don't like what I say, and that's fine. I don't like everything that everybody else says. But at the same point, though, too, hey, why can't we at least just figure it out and, like, talk it out?
Yeah.
It's wrestling stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
We're a small group. Everybody says that. So I think at some point it's really just opinionated, and it's not even like malicious.
Right.
You know, you just kind of, you're observing something and you're seeing what's going on. I guess I don't necessarily think that every single person that's on the top right now is on top. I've seen some performances, I think, that have kind of been lackluster, and I think I talked to Joe Williamson a little bit about this. Grow Wrestling is another. It's basically, I would call it our sister company. Joe's great. Joe's put me out there. He's put me out on Rockfin. Totally appreciate it, and that's probably where this will wind up too. But it's just one of those things where I just sometimes don't think people are talking the right way about what they're talking about, you know, and that's fine. I mean, I don't hate anybody for their opinion. I do not. I just don't like the do-gooders sitting out there thinking that they're doing the right thing constantly when they're the ones that screwed up in the past too.
Oh yeah.
It's all right to do good in the future, you know, but don't try and act like you don't have a past.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's the part that bothers me the most. But so back to preseason nationals, who you got some stuff pulled up, right?
Yeah, I'm just going through like just the Wisconsin kids. But,
Yeah.
Aiden Grunefelder?
Grudenfelder?
Yeah.
Grudenfelder?
Yep. He wound up getting second, but he had to forfeit in the finals. So.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Injury, I bet.
Yeah.
Like Sinclair in
Yeah.
finals.
And then Skiba got third at 113.
He did. I did see that. Congratulations.
Yeah.
How did Nolan do?
Nolan lost in the blood round. So that's one and done on that one. So
Danny Heiser got fourth at 132.
Nice. Yeah. Danny's a solid kid.
Yeah, for sure.
Danny's one of those kids that you know, when I first saw him down in Indiana at the duels. Okay. And watching him wrestle, yeah, at the schoolboy duels, and watching him wrestle, I was like, man, I hope this kid has a good weekend. You know, it's kind of just on the side by myself, and then I watched him wrestle. I'm like, whoa,
yeah,
he's gonna have a good weekend.
Yeah, he's having like a good wrestling,
yeah, for sure,
career right now. Like just what he's done so far.
Yeah.
The kid puts in a lot of hard work, and his brother's good too. Yeah. I mean, I did last night's match or whatever wasn't really an indication of how Heiser wrestles. Right. You know, I mean, he's a solid kid. Obviously, state placer, state champ.
Yeah,
you know. Year. So that's another thing I want to preface with. I don't know everything.
Yeah.
That's why we have computers out. We're talking. We're figuring stuff out. We're kind of looking up records and looking at guys. I mean, I'll tell you this much. I kind of shut myself off for a while. And I didn't. He was weightlifting, so there wasn't a lot of wrestling going on. Right. But at the same point, though, too, is like it kind of wasn't really interested. I was just getting off Facebook. And that sounds like it's a monumental thing.
Oh no, I'm about there too.
It kind of is. Yeah. Like I was one of those dudes that like sought out. Like I got sucked into conversations that I wasn't even a part of.
Oh yeah.
You look like an idiot, you know. Yeah. So it's like kind of stop that. Just turn it off and remove myself from it. So I'm kind of removed from what's been going on in general. Like Liam's weight class. I don't know who half these guys are. Yeah. I'm on my ass when it comes to like trying to think about what the hell is going on, because it's like, oh, okay, well, it's another dude, just like you tell your kid every day.
Oh yeah, just
another dude. But then you're looking at him, and you're like, well, where's this dude from? Like, what did he do? You know, how long has he been wrestling? So I think a lot of people get sucked into that whole parents, especially.
For sure.
Looking at track wrestling, like, oh man, he's 4.5 stars.
That's what
he's rated this, and he's one of the popular kids on the list. Yeah. It's like,
that's.
Did you take a look? I think what's hilarious, those Midwest tour ratings and stuff at the bottom. Where are you getting that from?
I have no clue.
Like some of them are only for like 2017, 2018.
I think you can pay for something or something.
Yeah, like what?
Well, and
pay for a star.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's what way back when track was really like Midwest tour. You know, you're always thinking about that. Oh, I want to win the belt.
Yeah.
I'd see you could walk past a bleacher
Yeah.
and just be all those kids looking at all the records going, oh, he's 3.5 stars. He's pretty good.
That was the point. You didn't even know you didn't even know how to log into track wrestling at that point. I didn't show them none of that stuff.
I didn't have track wrestling. Like, you had to know everybody from
Yeah.
the Win magazine or
Yeah.
whatever. So it was like,
Or you met him in the bullpen.
oh yeah,
Underneath your bracket.
yeah. You just
know?
looked. You're like, oh shit, that guy might be in my weight.
That sucks.
Yeah, that guy's pretty big.
Yeah.
But he's got a big head, so I'll probably headlock him.
One guy that I really liked that preseason, Thomas Verrett.
Yeah.
I love watching him.
Dude, Verrett's been on top
For
so long. I mean, he's had I think he's had a couple losses here and there, but that kid, you wrestled him at Super 32. I think it was the first year you were there.
he got killed.
Yeah, you guys are small, but you didn't get pinned by him, and you didn't get teched by him. Literally, I think he walked up to you after that match, and he was like, "Hey, man, probably one of the best matches I had tournament, kind of thing." And I was like, "Man," because he was one of those kids that had like 3 profiles.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find. I was like, "What is going on?" It was the first time I really encountered that too.
Yeah.
But sitting there looking, I was like, but then I looked at the real profile. I was like, "Man, this kid's pretty damn good." Out of Colorado here, Bear Cave. I think he's out of Bear Cave Wrestling Club. I think.
And then I was at Bono Built. What was that? Last year? This year?
That was this year. Yeah, it was in the spring.
And I needed a drilling partner. And all of a sudden, I didn't remember who he was. He comes up to me, "Hey, you want to drill?"
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's in that over-under position. Boom. Gets that part of your leg where you just gotta give in. And I'm like, what's going on? And
he's small.
Yeah, and he's moving me.
He's smaller than
And
you.
I was like 145. He was probably 115. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Shouldn't happen.
So preseason nationals, I don't even have any of it pulled up right now. But
145 finals match. To me that was a grind match. Jackson Miller versus.
that was a pretty good match. Yeah, that was. I think that was the first. The first overtime sudden victory match that they had down there.
I think that kid. As soon as Jackson really got on the leg, I think that kid in sudden victory broke because you could kind of tell he was holding on to that crackdown and he just let go.
Yeah. Well, and so now I'm looking at this 160 bracket, just to kind of look at things again at the 11th and 12th grade. Yeah, so they have brackets here. Okay. Clay Garrett, Moravec, who took first out of that one here? Championship top.
Wood.
Was it Wood? Yeah, I'm just trying to I can't find the actual. But yeah, it looks like it was Wood.
Yep. 3-0.
And that was 11th and 12th grade. Now, these weight classes are so new to me. I don't know any of these guys. I know some of the lighter guys, especially the Wisconsin guys like Perkovich. He's pretty good. He did all right last year. I think this year might be a little different, but
there was a kid I was watching the board from Wisconsin. It was like Liam Sankowski from Wisconsin, and I was like,
there was a bunch of names.
Liam Piankowski, you mean?
Yeah,
Piankowski. Yeah. I don't remember where he's out of.
And then you had Owen Sigorsky. He was doing. From the matches I saw, he was doing all right.
Sigorsky did pretty good.
What did he take? Second, third?
Fourth, I think.
Third or fourth, yeah. He was in the third or fourth place match. But it was a great tournament. The only thing that I don't like about it, and I was kind of talking about this towards the end, is there's no consistency with these tournaments.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's a dollar bill thing. They're trying to bring more people in. They're trying to get more kids in. I think that number one, the big draw, I think, for Super 32 and people like is because it stays the same.
Oh, yeah.
So, I remember we went to a couple duels, one of the duels. I remember if it was Iowa or whatever, Liam. I can't remember. They were selling cutlery.
Oh, it was the...
they had steak knives and shit for sale there.
That was Joe Rogan.
Name on it?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So it was Joe Rogan. He was selling a bunch of steak knives. That was the...
That was Joe Rogan?
Yep. That was the... yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm dead serious. That was the...
I mean, like a knife brand he owns or something?
Yeah.
Really?
But it didn't have, his Joe Rogan experience.
I'm going to look this up, man. That's why we got computers pulled up, man. Joe Rogan knives.
But that was at that showcase. Remember?
Early gift you got to be on his podcast.
Because I think we just got invited to that one duel, and then we just wanted to do the dual tournaments.
Yeah, yep. That
That one was kind of like preseason for me. That one was a little.
I don't see any knives that are owned by Joe. No.
But
there are knives that are mentioned with him, but like gorgeous custom knife by Warehouseables.
Yeah.
Warehouse Blades.
They're probably sold out and they don't want to display them.
But I was just like, is this where we're going? Like with wrestling tournaments, man? Like, and again, I get, like the one that gets me is Rob Staley. Rob Staley, I can't stand the dude.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm sure everybody in the wrestling world heard about what happened with the awards last year.
Oh,
the Eagles.
Journeyman? Or
No. So Rob Staley is the guy who started New Way.
New Way, yeah.
New Way. And he started it with the Deans.
Yeah.
Dean's ultimately owned it because I think it was the dad that apologized for the trophies.
I saw that video.
Not being
What
done,
happened?
so some kids that won trophies that were supposed to win trophies. I mean, that's why these kids and parents go to these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big, huge eagle that's copying essentially the
Reno
Worlds and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's like, okay, whatever. Everybody's trying to, draw some kids in, but then they couldn't even produce them. Number one, they're made in China.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So they had some made, but they only had a certain amount shipped out. So this was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So this was like just after COVID was starting to kind of slow down a little bit.
Didn't happen fast.
Nothing. I mean, you couldn't get. We were waiting on microchips for trucks and cars and stuff, man.
Yeah.
So they got these like replacement things made, and the kids. And I don't think it was like any certain way they were handing them out, but I think whatever kids got them, they're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking for something that was cool, man. Now I got this plate that hangs on my wall. You can put it over a trash can, you know?
Yeah.
But a mom came and complained about it. And she complained to Rob.
Oh.
And Rob, I think probably by the end of the day had it hurt enough.
Yeah.
I get it. Totally understand. But at the same point, you got to take into account who you're talking to. Well, he wasn't talking to probably someone that cared too much about who he was or what his opinion was.
Yeah.
Her kid wanted an Eagle trophy. Now, we know wrestling moms, right?
Oh.
Yeah. They're more relentless than the kids.
Yeah.
So we know wrestling moms. Yeah. And she was probably going off probably a little more than she needed to. Mm-hmm. But, hey, you spent how much money? I just got done paying 3 times for parking at preseason nationals.
Oh, yeah.
Well, are you for real?
Crazy.
So I
do that at postseason too, don't they? Like
correct.
You gotta pay both days.
Sure do.
Tickets. Yeah.
No, we had to pay if you left
for weigh-ins, and then they said that if you left the parking lot, you would pay again. They didn't hand you a ticket.
Yep.
No, you paid one time, bro.
Yep.
I just go right through the gate. They're not gonna let everybody else in. They let one person go catch that one person.
Yeah, I know, right?
30 people in.
Everyone follow me. Just get a caravan behind you. They ain't gonna stop you.
Yeah.
But so it's like I was mentioning before, the consistency is kind of a problem, but the money grab is just becoming ridiculous, and it's not the wealthiest sport on the planet. I get it, and it costs a lot to rent these facilities. I did it.
Yeah.
And it costs a lot to have referees, then you got to have concessions, and then you have to have officials, you got to have a head table. You got to print out brackets because people piss and moan about not getting a bracket.
Yeah.
Like, for real? Your kid won, it's on Track Wrestling, post it on Facebook or whatever, like it's take
a picture of it.
Take a picture of
Jesus.
it. It's the kids that care about it, ultimately.
Right.
The parents are the ones driving the problems,
Yeah.
These kids didn't have the problems until they got along with their parents and sitting around doing it, so I feel bad for the kids.
Oh, yeah.
But the tournament itself, so you had to pay for parking like that, and then when you got in there to check in, it took him forever to check in because the line was long.
Oh, man.
So we started on a line outside. As we walked our way in and you got inside, it was literally, I don't know why there was a line because it was a conglomerate of people inside.
Well,
just hanging out, a blob of people in the hallway, So then finally I waited outside, talked to Christina for a little bit or whatever, but I finally got inside and I looked, I was like, there's no line.
Yeah.
So I went inside and checked, and sure enough, they divided them. But people were just bunching up regardless, and it's what people do.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
So the line that went outside was for coaches. So once he figured that out, he's like, all right, you just go in. And
Yeah, I wasn't getting my band that day.
Yeah, and they're only letting 15 people in, like kids in, and that's you know what that's all right.
That works really well.
It's it's an early weigh-in. But I got in there, and 90% of the people that were in there were parents.
Yeah,
they were parents waiting for their, and it's
see what I'm saying?
You don't need. So then it's like 4, and then you have to wait into another line to even get to the scale. So it's like 4 49 when I get to that line.
Yeah.
Right? And I got on the scale at 558.
Yeah.
Or 458.
And I'll be honest with you, that's actually pretty good with that many kids in there. I mean, they kept the kids flowing pretty good, but the coaches, like, it was like the adults didn't know what to do with their IDs. Oh, I needed my coach's thing for this? Just because you paid for it online doesn't mean they saw that you have a valid ID, you know? So you actually had to scan your QR code with the bar.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, with the scanner that they had there. And I was ready, but I was the guy that was like cramming it up against the screen. I wasn't scanning. I'm like, I hope my card works, kind of thing. It was all right.
Did my background check.
All right, I think.
Yeah.
But that was probably the most the biggest downfall of the whole tournament. As far as being in there, I don't know why they divided up the high schools.
Yeah.
Even with that special event.
Right.
You could add one side would have been for, 9th and 10th grade. The other side could have been 11th and 12th grade.
Yeah.
I don't think it went great at postseason. Like they did the same thing. Like did the 16U and then the 18 or junior.
Where they chopped it up. Yeah.
And they did the showcase.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there was people that were in both. Like
Yeah.
there were people in the showcase, and then you had to wait for them to wrestle. Like I'm like, why? This is a different tournament.
Yeah. Just do that one.
Yeah.
The champion for 132. He's in the show. He was in the showcase and he bumped up a weight class for that too. He was in the showcase and
So
the
you're in
regular.
high school. What are you proving?
Right.
You're like, just do the showcase.
But you can like bypass the wait
Yeah.
time. Like I don't.
You're going for 500 wins this year?
Right, yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like at some point, it's like you're in high school. You could have that fun, like watching Martez, watching Sheard grow up. The guy put him, and he still kind of does. He puts him in like four different weight classes,
Right.
5 different age groups, stuff like that. But and he can handle it. The kid wrestles well. It's one of those things where it's just like at high school though. Why are you doing 2 tournaments, man?
Well,
sorry.
He's going. I mean, he's only really going to New Way duels, and he's going to all those like New Way tournaments.
Oh, that 132 kid?
No,
that was, but he's still young. Yeah, that was back in the day, But that's where it was fun for him then.
Yeah.
Like as far as a high school kid though, would you want to do that as a high school kid?
That's too much wear and tear.
Yeah, I've been around a lot of college coaches. They've never said, "Can you do multiple events in the same day?"
There's this one Saturday and then Sunday.
Yeah.
You're hitting those, right?
And they might overlap a little bit if you do well.
Yeah. So. No, exactly. Well, so it was just the whole tournament was just kind of great competition. There's always good competition down there.
Oh, right.
But just the way that it was set up and run and as far as the head table, they could answer questions. It was great. You had Mayab up there. I don't know why I'm going to see every time I need to remember these people, especially important people.
Yeah.
I don't remember their name.
Right.
It's Gary Mayab's wife.
Okay.
And I had her on Facebook. I can't remember what her first name is anymore. She's a great announcer. She's loud, clear. She makes sure people hears her, stuff like that. And even with the music playing and stuff, but, it was a good tournament other than all those those money grab idiosyncrasies.
Yeah.
It could be a lot less. I don't remember. I don't think track wrestling was ever like that. Track wrestling's kind of stayed the same. That one that's in lacrosse. I think they're calling it Battle on the Border now or something like that. Again, rebranding is one thing. I get it. So if they're trying to draw a little more attention, I understand. That's it. I've done it. So it's, but hopefully they keep it the same. It's always been the same, kind of in the same place. I think they only changed once or twice, but it was all right. It was a decent tournament enough to not be turned off by it, I guess. But great competition though. Even with the 9th and 10th grade, I didn't get to watch a lot down there.
Right. It looks like it was a lot of hammers.
There were.
The one big thing that I noticed was, as a wrestling standpoint, was a lot of guys, even in like the second period, right? Maybe a guy gets out, they're backing up. They're not trying to be offensive, but they're not really going after them.
So you know about the rule that's in college now, right?
Yeah.
What rule?
So the new rule in college this year is if you even back up.
Oh yeah.
Especially out of bounds, automatic stalling. It doesn't matter if it's 1 second into the match.
Yeah, if you're not attempting to make your way back into the circle.
Correct. So, and even the whole riding the edge thing is probably going to be a close call with those guys. If you're just sitting there just running around in circles with a guy and not trying to, see, I think a lot of guys get confused with that. They think because they're riding that edge, they're fine. Right. No.
Yeah, you're staying outside.
Right.
You got to make your way in.
Get your way in. So you may have to make a hard circle out, to get back into the center.
So then let's say a guy's pushing you in, right, or pushing you out.
Yeah.
Now he's not putting his hands out like this, but he's pushing you out, and you're trying to make that hard turn and stuff like that. Are they still going to call it, or do you
not if you're getting in? I mean, if you're making an effort to get back in, and he's just trying to push you, then they're probably going to call.
Okay.
I wonder what they'll call, like, because you know how some people V block and keep you from making that turn. Like, do they call them?
Yeah,
like
I
they
think
should.
They should. I think they still have to know that difference. You know, as far as that correlation between who's really trying to push out or go out. But there's always those guys that are just they just do that kind of trot. Along the outside of the edge because they're I'm not out yet. I'm not out yet.
Time too.
Yeah, there's no snap. There's no try to get into the center. So I think that's probably what they're trying to curtail is just guys sitting and running backwards and running the edge. But so that'll be interesting. But many of those mats. I don't think any of the mats that you wrestled on the side, like mats 20 or whatever, 23. Okay. Those weren't smaller circles, were they?
They looked like they were at least 28. They weren't 30.
It felt like they were smaller, but it wasn't like you were going to like a youth, wrestling dual tournament.
Like half the mat.
Yeah, you didn't have the 5 feet in between the mats either, though. Like in one, he had like a out of bounds and almost hit the guy. Like,
that was the kid that I hit. I had my semifinals. That was the kid
that was
I hit.
That was his match. Yeah, because I went and looked, and then I saw Liam make his way into the frame. I was like,
there he is.
I warned him. Hey, I'm coming.
Yeah, a little silent.
4 points. That 4 points ain't gonna be very good.
No. It was funny when Liam beat the kid in the semis.
Yeah,
he came and shook my hand. When he shook my hand, he goes, "I'll be pissed if he doesn't beat this kid in the championship." Well, you're probably pretty pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
I didn't want
not adding you on Facebook.
Yeah, right. Yeah, not at all. Not even gonna follow you on Instagram. But the kid was sitting right next to him with the medals, and I wanted to look at the kid. You pissed? No,
maybe. No, he's probably okay because he won third place.
He got third. Yeah, he won his last match.
Third.
Yeah. I think the way the guys placed was the way they should have been.
Yeah.
It kind of shook out that way. That kid from St. Paris, Graham, his legs were big.
Oh yeah, he looked.
He's a big kid.
Yeah.
He wasn't big up top. You guys are pretty equally matched. What's that?
I was just looking like all the kids you beat wound up winning their placement match.
Right.
I didn't even look at that.
Yep.
It just comes to show you that when I beat them, they learn. You know, they learn. I'm kidding.
Pick up the pace a little
bit.
Well,
I talked to him. He came up to me. Me and Peyton Lee were walking. Where like the concessions are and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he came up to me. He's like, "Oh, good match, man. You really caught me in that cradle." I was like, "Yeah, man. You just gotta fix some things here." Just. And he goes,
"You're seriously handing him advice in the concession line?"
I've never done that.
I'd have punched you in the dick.
Yeah.
No, because he was like, "Yeah, man, scrambling's all I got. I don't really know." I was like, "Hey, just work that in the practice
front
room."
roll through. I watched every match he had. Every kid that got a single leg, he did it every time. Yeah. Every single time. And I told Liam that too. I was like, "Dude, single leg, he's gonna roll.
Yeah.
So if you want to scramble, know what you got to do because that's what he wants to do." So
he was pulling Henry Niebauer.
Oh yeah,
Henry's gotten good at it, but it's annoying.
Yeah, I've been watching like the Nazar videos, like where he posts all those. And I'm always like, who is that guy? Because I'm used to him being a 38, and he's like 52, 60 now, right?
He's he's like 155 right now, and you'll be on top. You'll chop him. He'll do a roll into the ankle, and then it's a 30-minute scramble.
Was that Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great, and he's hunting for your foot right away. Yeah, he's rolling through and stuff.
Like, guys, we're supposed to wrestle.
Yeah. No, I mean, maybe he's trying to perfect something. Like right now, you need bottom work, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like it's going to be a rough transition. You got big guys on top, man. They're going to be holding you down like nothing.
Yeah.
So putting a little bottom work in is going to be important because that's college guys are going to be looking for that.
I haven't seen too many freshmen that are good on bottom.
No,
so,
and
work in progress.
I think I was talking to
Jamie Nelson.
Well, him. There's another guy I was talking to about it too. I think he was who the hell was I talking to? Oh, Lee. Lee said he had a hard time too from the bottom. Freshman year. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't around for his. I came to Kaukauna his senior year. So.
Oh, you've been here that long?
Yeah. Yep.
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been tainted.
Oh yeah.
The Kaukauna water for too long now. You're saying
the smell is on me.
But so I mean, again, I think I got a little off rails on that. But
you're fine.
some of the kids that were there, I mean, even the lighter kids watching some of those lighter matches, there were some really good matches, man. I mean, I don't know what they do for seating for print. And this is the one thing I never really dove into.
Yeah.
Even as he was growing up, like people were like, "Oh, I don't know why he's seated like this."
I don't pay attention to it.
I think it's more separation when they're talking about middle school to high school.
Sure.
Like it's just trying to keep people separated.
Keep it fair kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not really seeding. Like it's just like trying to get everybody separated so they can have the best matches in the quarters and everything.
Yeah. And I've listened to some of the rules that that the guys are saying this is how we do this, but every tournament's different. So that's why I never paid attention to seeding.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, each one's going to be different. So now I have to base his competition style off of how people are seeding things just so we can get a trophy.
Oh yeah,
no, man. It's like now I'd be worried about seeding a little bit, Yeah. 'Cause I want to be able to get to the quarters or something because you can't get there,
Yeah.
But you sit there and look at some of these brackets and it's like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might as well just slap them up on a piece of paper and just wrote them down.
Yeah. Like when I placed at Fargo, I lost my first match every time.
Fargo alert.
Yeah. But I placed Fargo and I lost my first match every time. Every time I placed.
Yeah.
And there's supposed to be separation after you place there a couple times.
Yeah.
You should be able to be.
Well, a low guy always gets the good guy. So that's how that happens, man.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have the line brackets back then. We had the whole.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like, I knew how to pair because my mom worked in pairing. And so I was always over there going, well, if I beat this guy, I'll have this guy. And I was telling everybody who they'd have. And
you're already in an advantage more than I am.
Oh, I was just like Rain Man over there.
A statistician and everything.
Oh, man.
So you're putting books. Do you do that kind of stuff? Do you put like numbers together and like this guy's percentage on double legs is this?
No, not that bad.
We should.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
We should start that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
We should pull up last year's video, sit down and watch all the videos from Ghost and just start doing statistics on shots.
I got too much useless knowledge. I don't need anymore.
But that's the best knowledge because nobody pays attention anymore, and that's the stuff you should have been paying attention.
Yeah,
I think, anyways. Because that's what I don't know. I never sat down and did stats. I never put numbers together, but like watching guys and just Moneyball.
Right.
This is what you're strong at. This is what the highest percentage for you is at, and I think it makes more sense for a wrestler.
Yeah.
Than it does baseball. Necessarily trading guys money.
Yeah, but you got to be able to get these.
Yeah,
these wrestlers in the right mind frame. That's how it works.
That's crazy, and that's the other hard part. Yeah, I don't even want to get going on that.
That's how like the whole team dynamic. Like that's kind of what
What's
you're
doing.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
So keeping the peace as just a dad of a wrestler kind of thing. I mean, I understand that certain kids are going certain places. They're already doing things. It's awesome. I am noticing this one thing, and it even kind of showed at the tournament. Number one, kids are tired. They're in other sports. They're worn out. They're in football. Football's not wrestling. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
I noticed that a lot of these guys are taking it easy.
Yeah.
Because they're going into college. Get it.
Yeah.
Get it. You're an asset. You have a dollar sign attached to you. I totally understand. But how are you going to get better?
Yeah.
Are you waiting for that? Are you waiting to get into the college room? I mean, is that the goal?
I mean, I wouldn't think so.
Because you still, number one, either A, you still have a season. You should. You haven't even gone in college yet. You still have a season left.
Yeah.
If you're not trying to get better, where you think you're good, why aren't you trying to make your teammates better? Why wouldn't you want to show up to practices? Why, other than multi-sport guys? I'm not bagging on them.
Yeah.
But the guys number one I know aren't lifers. I get it. They're not going to try and go to the Olympics. Maybe even somewhere you're going to try to go to college.
Right.
I played soccer in high school. I played soccer for quite a long time.
Okay.
We had a senior year, and I tell Liam about this all the time, that the captain and I came down on guys. Mm-hmm. Some of these guys were literally in for something to put on their college application.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have time for that.
Yeah.
I don't have time for you.
Yeah.
If you're going to come out here and try. But if you're not, I will be on you on the field.
Right.
Because I want guys that are going to push and do what they need to. Now, it's different with wrestling. I mean, you got a team. You got guys that could just – we're in the middle of a field, number one, in soccer. Guys not just going to walk off the field, right? Wrestling's different. You're at a practice. Guy could walk out of the room, is what it is kind of thing. But this personality stuff's got to get kind of put to the side, kind of like showing up for work.
Oh, yeah.
Don't bring your feelings with. Leave them in the car.
Well, I think
that's my opinion. That's me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's me.
Well, listen, I think all of us have listened to that Last Dance Michael Jordan.
Yeah, at some point. Yeah,
so,
some
and like
clip or two. Or
how they were talking about the dream team. Their biggest thing was they were trying to put their egos aside and just try to be a team. When what they needed was bring your egos in because that makes you more, ready to go. Like, okay, he's trying to do this, I'll do this.
That doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah, there's a time and a place, I think, for guys like that. So you were dealing with high level guys already. You know, when you're coming into you're in the NBA, you made it.
Yeah,
you're dealing with high level guys, and
they needed a team and Christian Leitner.
Yeah. Oh my God, Christian Leitner.
But I
totally forgot that name. Holy cow!
I think
you see that poster and you see, oh man, him, and then that guy.
There's that Duke guy. What's he doing on there?
But
must have just known somebody.
I guess. Yeah, he showed up on the bus. Like, bring him along.
Picture of somebody naked or something.
Right.
I think in the wrestling room, it's important to have those guys where they're gonna talk crap, but they know how to back it up. You know, I think it's important for that dynamic where we're gonna
it's
smash
motivational.
Heads.
Yeah,
we're gonna smash heads. It's gonna be a 1-0 match, but
Correct.
then when it comes match time, they're not scoring on me because you've been lighting shots on me all day.
Yeah.
You know?
And it should be motive, but like I tell you, you got to learn how to read the room. You know, you got to learn how to read guys and how they're going to react to certain criticisms. Whatever it is that you're trying to throw their way to get some energy out of them, you got to know what it is because you can turn a guy off in a hurry.
Oh yeah,
in a hurry.
Especially like seniors and the senior and underclassmen dynamic is hard to navigate sometimes because they feel like I know everybody's working their butt off.
Yeah,
you know, but
yeah, for sure.
Like they feel like they paid their dues more than you. You can't tell me what to do.
Yep.
You know, like and that happens. But
yeah,
it's just you just gotta kind of feel your way through and
totally. Well, and like I told Liam this because as I played varsity soccer all 4 years. As a freshman coming in when I played, I didn't mouth off. And I was a cocky player. I was doing pretty good. I was 14 playing with 16-year-olds. You know. So I was doing all right. And then, when I came to the field, though, our high school coach was the one that put it in perspective. He was an old German who didn't care about what you said or what you thought. He's like, this is where you're going to play. And he knew me already because my brother played. And my brother went to Europe, stuff like that, and all that other stuff. So he knew who I was, but he also understood that I had a personality that had to be kind of contained. I was one of those guys where I didn't come out screaming at people or anything like that, but I came out and proved a point. If you touch me on the field, I'm touching you back. Yeah. That's just the way it is. And he understood that and he let me do that. Yeah. But at the same point though, too, you have a lot of kids that are bringing a team down, and sometimes that'll turn a captain off.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't want to put that effort in anymore, and seniority comes with, responsibility. Yeah. And obviously like telling him, I told him, just go in the room, just be in the room. Yeah. Work, be in the room. You don't need to do anything right now. Other people are doing that. Yeah. You should be worried school, you're a freshman, worry about school and your schedule and then how you're going to balance that with sports. Right. Because it's your transition into the last 4 years of education.
Oh,
maybe 5 or 6. We'll see what he does.
Maybe he's going to be a doctor.
No.
I don't think that's why the education would get strung out.
I don't think I got steady hands. You want me to operate on someone, you're gonna need some help.
So with that being said, I just think that there's a lot for guys to accomplish. Going into a wrestling room, especially if you're not from the area and you don't know every single person. But if you start early enough where the guys, you can be a dude that's won gold medal after gold medal, and guys don't want to be in a room with you.
Oh, yeah.
I knew guys didn't want to be around me at some point, though, too, because I did drive it home a little hard. Yeah. That's my personality, and that's just but we wound up getting further than what we needed to. Right. We didn't necessarily win state. We didn't beat Nina.
Hey, don't worry.
That was a thorn in our side, man. I'll tell you what. Because that's a lacrosse soccer town.
Oh, yeah.
It ain't a wrestling town, dude.
Yeah.
It's a lacrosse soccer town. Yeah. And we tried our butts off. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We tried our butts off to beat those guys in soccer. Oh, yeah. Could not. Kellerman was an awesome coach. Okay. Great coach. His kid played in Virginia. He was actually on one of the first major league soccer teams. Okay. It's in Virginia. I can't remember the name. DC United. He played for DC United when they first came out. It was one of the top teams, too. Yeah. But that dude had so much knowledge in soccer. It's like with Machek with wrestling. Oh, yeah. It's the same way. You just couldn't beat him. If you had great guys, he knew who to put on them. Yeah. And I don't think we scored a goal on those guys all season. Really? That was between regionals and just a regular season game. Not one goal. Yeah. It was ridiculous. But if you don't have a leader on the team that can lead a guy and pull everyone together, you're just going to have an all right team. Yeah. You know, they may show up and still win their matches, but you're not going to have like this, you know, some of the kids sign up for this stuff because they want to be on a team and they want that team camaraderie thing because they don't either have, you know, whatever it is. But for the most part, it's hard to imagine going into a room full of studs and wanting to make noise. Yeah. You know, why would you want to do that? There's so much to learn from the light guy to a big guy if they're good, and then be able to take all that knowledge forward. I think there's a lot of glory placed on a lot of things right now. I think with wrestling, with parents, that the record thing. Oh yeah, taking your kid to 30,000 tournaments in a season. Yeah. We did COVID. We hammered tournaments. Oh yeah, because we didn't know when it was going to get canceled. Right. Yeah. So we hammered them. Typically, we kind of picked like maybe 5 or 6 in a year, something like. Because I was running a team, I was taking Wisconsin Iron to different places, but I only did 4 tournaments for those guys. Okay. Because I knew those guys are going to be on like Askren dual teams and stuff like that. I'm not out to kill people. Right. But at the same point though, too, like COVID hit and we're like, whew, we don't know when this shit's getting shut down. Yeah. You know, we better get on and see a couple tournaments until they decide to close the season up. But it's hard, I think, for especially young guys coming up who are decent to realize that there is work coming up. Yeah. You were good. You're still good. Yeah. But now it's that level up, you know, that you got to get to.
There's also so many damn tournaments, like
a lot.
When I was around, like there was only like maybe 3 or 4 that you could say was you were a national champion if you won them, you know.
Yeah.
And now there's
truly,
like they were where everybody went, you know.
Yeah.
And like Super 32 was an invite thing then.
Was it really?
Yeah, you had to be invited.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the invite only. And
yeah, I remember those days.
I remember one time. You were gonna sign me up, but then I think you saw it was an invite only, and you're.
I think it was only high school for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It was strictly high school. Bracket. Yeah,
because that's Super when you 32. Really saw who was the best.
Yeah, I mean that was the who's number one back then. You know what I'm saying?
And then they created who's number one. And that kind of
But now they don't have to. They can go to this podunk tournament and say, "Oh, I'm a national champ."
Yeah. I was introduced.
I feel like that's for the parents more than it is the kids.
It really is. I was introduced to that theory by Jamie Nelson. Yeah. Was, you know, and I knew it too. I mean, because soccer tournaments are the same way. But I kind of knew it, but I was like, oh, it really kind of makes more sense when you think about it because everything is. So I think when we first did Sawdust Nationals, when we first did Sawdust, I did that with, I'm not even going to name them. It's not worth it. Yeah. It's not what we're talking about. I started that tournament with another 2 coaches, and it was not daunting. Yeah. I think the hardest part was just making sure that guys were setting up
how they needed
brackets properly. Yeah. You know, and it was nice having, you know, a couple guys along to kind of know who other kids were, but I think I could have figured it out. But we called it nationals because we were trying to draw more than just like 2 states. Right. We're trying to draw 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 states. We wanted it to be a national. It was his first year, so it's not like I was expecting it to be super. We had Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I think we had Iowa. We had Indiana. No, we didn't have any California kids at ours. Indiana, stuff like that. So we had a good Midwest settling of national kids, you know. Second year was better. It was out at that Appleton. We didn't call it nationals anymore. Okay. I don't think we called it nationals.
I think you just called it
Sawdust City Slam. No, we started out with Sawdust City Slam.
I think you said Sawdust Nationals.
Sawdust Nationals. Okay. Because we were drawing kids, you know, but we weren't trying to do it to where it was just like, let's just call it nationals because it's a national tournament. And we wanted people to recognize it that way at some point, but we weren't necessarily trying to put that much weight on it, you know. But a lot of these tournaments do. You know, just the advertising you watch for them, it's like, just be honest. Yeah. It's hard to watch. Some of the stuff is like, yeah, this nationals. And it's like the Midwest National Tour is great for kids. Yeah. The kids that are getting their feet wet in the national scene. You know what I'm saying? Until they can, and I would almost say that some of these, like the preseason nationals and the Super 32s, and they should have requirements to get in. Yeah. You know, those guys that have been around and proven their results as far as tournaments and showing up and you know, awards, stuff like that. Those people should be able to put that on there. Right. You know, you reach a certain threshold with wrestlers that show up, and you know, you can run it improperly and never have those people show up again. It might be you might have to wait till the next kid, you know. Yeah. But so with that being said, I mean, it's to the point, where it's watered down. I mean, it's just you can't. It's what's that tournament called? I don't know what it's called. I'm just taking them there because I know this one kid's going to be there, 2 kids, and they're tough. Yeah. You know, so it's not even really about what it's called anymore. Right. So, but So, did you watch anything on the U23s? Have you watched any of that yet?
Yeah, I watched it all.
Who'd you watch?
At least I just watched the freestyle part of it. Really.
Just the football. Yeah. Sorry, Lucas, because you shit about Greco.
Yeah, I mean, I was a Greco.
I didn't mean it, Luke.
I was a
I'm
Greco
kidding.
All-American too, but I mean, I was a freestyle kind of guy.
But now, so that's another topic of discussion. This whole mix between freestyle and Greco.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Greco, man. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make sure that Liam's at least training in it.
Yeah, you need to know the position.
You need to.
And be able to hold your own if somebody is really good
There's
at it.
nothing wrong with having upper body, know-all, know? I mean, he's good at hand fighting, so I told Lucas, and Lucas knows what we're trying. Lucas Stout out at Combat Wrestling Club. Probably I would put him on the top in the country.
Yeah.
As far as Greco training. Top in the country. The dude's, I mean, he's so dedicated to it and what he's doing with it. It's awesome. And I love his energy that he's putting towards it as far as, he comes back and makes comments towards people on stuff and all that is, it's kind of funny. Oh, yeah. I think it's great. But he knows what he's talking about, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
So knowing that Greco is on such a low end, I guess, for people in their minds, how do you turn that around? Like, how do you, I mean, obviously it's not easy, but I mean, people need to get behind it, but how do you get such an alarming amount of people are like, no way.
I think
it's growing.
The Americans are so far behind. Oh. It's like people don't want to get behind it because they're like, well, it's a losing battle. I feel like because we're just not very good at it. Everybody else just dominates it. So it's like, oh, we're better at freestyle. That's because we focus on freestyle.
Is that a fear change? Is it a fear change thing and just stick with what you're good with?
I don't know. I think it's college is the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And Greco, it helps you, but it's not going to get you into college. Like if you place at Fargo, it's good to place at Fargo, but who's going to get
the coaches disappeared during Greco.
Yeah, like Corbin Ramos, he got fourth in junior Greco.
Yeah.
Like he should be getting his. I mean, to the Greco guys, he should be getting his door knocked down by college coaches, right? He's not.
No.
Oh, well.
What's up?
After.
Yeah.
After what? Oh well, but either way, the whole Greco scene, like it's not that it's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a difficult sport. I mean, it's muscle. It's lifting up and throwing.
Yeah, I think
it's not just slide bys, going behind a guy.
I think you both can agree. Once you start like diving deeper into how Greco is really like, how the technique is and all that, it's harder than, at least I would say, freestyle and folk style. And that's where I think a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to do it then because it's difficult.
There's more available as far as training goes too. When it comes to Greco, freestyle has more training, but there's more training for freestyle than there is Greco. Yeah. The Greco training that is out there is so specific that it's that good.
Oh yeah.
So there's a guy that comments every so often on Lucas's posts and stuff like that on Instagram or Facebook, and I can't remember. I think he's out in California. Okay. I think I want to say he's. I don't want to screw up his nationality, but he's another guy that specialized out there. I checked out a couple things out. Just the knowledge of Greco with these dudes is just unreal. And I know that a lot of them grew up with it, and Liam was in Estonia this past year. So, I mean, obviously he knows they focus more on Greco than freestyle, and they laugh at freestylers for the most part and kind of make fun of them. But I don't know if it's because we need something that's so fast paced, because Greco takes time.
Oh, yeah.
But when points are scored, man, those guys let it fly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably if not the most exciting portion of wrestling is watching Greco. If you're into wrestling enough, you should like Greco. But it can be boring. It can be. Yeah. It can be. Watching heavyweights is brutal.
Really high-level guys, too, that are really good at holding positions and hard to get out of position. Mm-hmm. It's hard to watch sometimes because it's just like...
Yeah.
Like, you have to be a really big fan to like to watch that.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Especially high level. I mean, one guy that sticks out in my mind is, again, the name thing happens all the time with me. It's constant. It's a black guy out of, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Huh?
Not Spencer Mango or anything.
No.
Is it a wrestler?
Yep. He does Greco all the time. He has all those highlights.
They literally call him highlight. Kamal Bay.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude.
Oh, yeah. He's
watching Kamal Bay.
Jesse Porter have some really good matches.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Ooh, Kamal Bay and
Jesse Porter, yeah.
And those are two high-level guys that they know their angles and are so good at and quick at them.
Yeah.
That they can hit things and make a match exciting.
Oh, yeah.
They don't just lock up and tie up the whole time. Of course, Tim, it's a chess game at first, trying to find your angles. It's like Kamal knows all angles.
Oh, yeah.
He finds them all. And it's all this. I mean, he'll throw you into a table.
Oh, yeah.
Dude don't even care. And it's awesome to watch. He might care, but it's fun to watch him wrestle because he just lets it fly. He's probably one of the only guys that's new now, other than Benji Peak. Mm-hmm. Benji's fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's the guy with the dreadlocks. You remember the guy with the Hancock? No. That Hancock's a bigger guy.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, if I can remember his name, but he's another fun one to watch either. But though too.
I just want to put
yeah.
Cassiope. This is on the World. So
Yeah.
This isn't,
Yeah.
Cassiope. I'm looking at the bracket right now.
Mm-hmm.
It says the guy that he wrestled was injured, but it says 5-0 decision. I think what it says, but it says injured.
So it ends on injured. So it ended on injured. It was 5-0, and they ended on the injury.
Yeah.
So that they have to report it.
But what I saw, I'm looking through all these brackets, especially the heavier guys.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the U.S. guys were in the finals.
Yeah.
A lot. And
Yeah.
They lost.
So, and was that freestyle?
Yeah. So if I'm looking, I think it was 92 kg was in the finals, I think.
Yep.
Let me look at this.
86 through 97 were all in the final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they all lost. Well, no, did they all lose?
Yeah, we didn't have a champ.
No, not one chip. But still, I mean, that was Greco, right? Or no, it's
no,
freestyle.
that's freestyle.
That was U23s, right?
Yeah.
Who was at 87?
86 was
86.
Trent Hidley.
Oh, he took bronze, didn't he?
No, he got second.
Oh, he's second.
Yeah, he
shit!
lost.
You guys talking about championships?
Isn't he out at NC State?
Yeah.
Yeah, NC State.
That was like Japan's first ever medal at any thing above 80 kilos.
No kidding.
Wow.
Or gold, I
And he
think,
won
maybe.
it.
And their women's program is like out of this world.
Yeah, but like
Helen.
80 kilos and above, that was their first gold.
No,
ever
Japanese
at
women.
any.
Japanese women's
Yeah,
program.
for
that
sure.
big
Out of this
Helen
world.
Morales.
When she beat that girl in the finals, man, I was holy cow. But so they we had 3 in the finals. Hidley was at 86.
Yeah, and then Jacob Cardenas.
I don't know him.
He's from Cornell. He's a state champ from New Jersey. He's from
Oh,
Bergen
okay,
Catholic.
yeah. Now I remember.
Right.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
he beat Bo Yeneman at Flow Nationals, like when Bo was
nice.
a senior.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah. When Ben Askren coached him.
Yeah,
Sloan.
yeah.
Keith
Tanner
Sloan?
Sloan from
Tanner Sloan.
he's from South Dakota State.
Wow.
He's a three-time qualifier, never All-American yet.
Oh, okay, yep. Now I remember it. See, that's the thing. It's like some of these guys were younger when I heard him too, and like I unplugged so much it was unreal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean Staraki. I mean he got
Carter.
third. Yeah,
Yep.
He lost in the semis 8-7.
So I heard close one.
Yeah.
Who's he against?
I don't remember the country that he was against in that one.
Well, wait,
I think
was
it was
that?
Iran.
Yes,
No, it was Kazakhstan.
Iran must have been the quarters then.
Yeah, Kazakhstan. You beat Turkey, Estonia, Bulgaria, and now Ukraine. Ukraine was the
He beat someone
okay,
from
was that one.
Estonia?
yeah.
Who?
Nice.
Eric Reinbach.
Oh, never mind.
There's no.
Yeah, I was gonna say Estonia is kind of big. I don't know.
Right, yeah. You didn't run to every wrestler, man. It's not,
But, yeah.
it's happening.
The one thing that I want to bring out from the World Championships, with like Zane,
Yeah.
Jordan Bros.
Yeah.
We were talking about this before.
Mm-hmm.
The boxers incident with Zane.
Oh yeah.
So
Zane Rutherford had to go commando. It sounds
yep.
like.
So if I can go
Who
back
reported that, Flo?
yeah, they're
Yeah, Flow
very
Wrestling.
they're very strict on it, and they told them 2 minutes.
When you pull an article up, make sure you mention who it is because otherwise they probably get all pissy when you start reading their stuff or whatever. So,
Flo said that about 2 minutes, I think it says, before the World Finals. They tell him, "Hey man, you gotta go commando."
why
got
though?
an
What
extra
was
one.
did they say? Why
The length.
Yeah, the length
Of the
box.
boxers.
of his box? Oh, that makes sense. I mean,
I
don't know.
don't think that makes sense. I think especially
it's
if it's
underwear.
the world. If it's the World Finals, why would you go up to him? He's probably warming up, right? He's getting
Yeah.
It's like silk or something like they just slide off, you know,
Right?
like, and
Yeah.
it's showing like fall down your leg.
Unless they're like a unitard thing and you just roll them up and just trying to hide it or something.
I mean, some of those leg sleeves are really slick. I don't see the difference.
That rule really needs to be expounded upon because there's some of these tournaments that don't pay attention to it. Like you're supposed to have so much leg showing.
Oh yeah.
Some of these kids have these socks going all the way. Like there's only like an inch or two left between the sock and the singlet.
And
like
then the
that's
double
not,
knee pads.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, those are the champs, dude.
Yeah.
Those are the state champs wearing that.
Some LDR headgear.
Rhino bumpers. You know what that's for.
I think if you're wearing those knee sleeves and it doesn't even have a knee pad. I've seen some of them, they don't even have a knee pad.
You're supposed to have knee pads in it. You can't just wear a sleeve. Yeah.
And it's like who are you showing off to? Like
I don't even argue it anymore like Matt's side. I don't even bring it up anymore because it's like how many times do I got to do this?
Oh yeah.
So I stopped arguing it.
Yeah.
And I know there's a couple coaches. I think I had one kid on one of our Wisconsin Iron teams that had one knee sleeve on. I think it was Auberg, Kate Auberg.
Really?
I think he had a knee sleeve on. And I told his dad, I was like, I don't think we're going to allow it, man. It's a little long, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, well, he saw it. And I was like, well, plus we did see other kids wearing it.
Yeah.
We saw other kids wearing it. But the one coach is like, oh, that's too long. I was like, it is too long. So they made him take it off. But I don't understand the whole use of the sleeve thing. What's wrong with just a knee pad? Why are we putting sleeves on it?
Because they want to feel the sleeve. They want to make sure it's all good. Their leg is all good. Because if one knee goes down, the whole leg could go down. Yeah.
So that little piece of nylon's gonna hold your whole leg together. Yeah. You're full of shit. So
if you're that fragile,
it's Stoffel's knee pad.
Yeah,
it's a knee pad.
I like that.
It's a knee pad. It works fine. And he usually, I think he only has. Does he wear one? I think it's just one.
He only wears one. But
it's like in a shooting knee or whatever it is.
It's a little too big. It's a little too cushy.
Yeah, but that's one of those poofy ones. But it's comfortable.
So you got one of those like volleyball ones, kind
of like that. But that makes more sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Instead of these sleeves that have like the dimples in them and stuff, it's like just put a fucking knee pad on.
At least you guys have like actual wrestling centric. Like when we were wrestling, if we wanted those, we had to go buy the volleyball. Ones we didn't have like the brute. Or
all you had were the brutes with that pad sewn into it.
We just had the.
I think I tried wearing my brother's once to practice. See if this helps with my shot.
Yeah.
No, didn't help with my shot at all. I sucked.
It just made me pound my knee harder into the mat.
Right? And that was the whole thing. Is then the guys, when they forget them for a tournament, their knee is tore up because that's all they use is that knee.
How am I supposed to scoot across and take a 5 foot low single?
So let's go ahead. We're running on 1 hour right now. Let's go ahead. That's fine. I can do this all day. Yeah. Let's go ahead and boil down this who's the big cheese thing here.
Okay.
So this this is by WI Wrestle, Wisconsin Wrestle. Now there's I don't know how many Wisconsin on Rockfin, yeah.
Rockfin,
Rockfin. Yeah, whatever, dude. It was on there. It was run by and WI Wrestle is run by RQ from AWA. Went to Parkside.
And Rashka.
Yep. And then Josh is that his first name? Who? Josh, the other guy. Jacob. I'm new to these guys. Number one, the kids always call him RQ.
Yeah.
Until I learned that his name was Nathan Archibald, something like that.
I don't know how to say it, so I've only met him like once or twice.
RQ's fine with me. I'm good with RQ. But okay, so the schedule was half AWA.
Yeah.
Literally 50% AWA.
Oh yeah. I don't think there was a match that didn't.
Not one.
AWA. Well, hold on.
Maybe Brayton Casey and
hold on, let me.
Oh yeah.
That one.
This.
Yeah, Casey and Fitzpatrick.
Yep, that was the only non-AWA match.
Yeah, because it's on.
So I mean, it was. I would call it AWA heavy.
Yeah.
The matches were. I mean, the kids. We all know the kids. I mean, they're all good wrestlers, man. There's nothing to say bad. Some kids got handled a little more.
Yeah.
But they were. I mean, if you looked at the rankings and how it happened.
Jacob Ward and Corbin Ramos.
Ramos an AWA kid. Yeah.
Where's he
fresh.
He's with Ben. Ben was in his corner.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's an AWA kid. So it felt very AWA-ish.
Yeah.
Which whatever it is what it is. They're doing their thing.
Yeah.
I thought the matchups were okay.
Mm-hmm.
They turned out the way they should have.
Right.
According to rankings. Some of the matches were closer than others. They were good matches.
Overtime, Brayton Casey and Fitzpatrick.
Well, like Silas Daly was. I think that Bryce Burkett is a nationally ranked kid.
Correct.
So that was a good one.
That was a good one for him.
Yeah, but that's. I mean, if you listen to the announcers on that they pretty much knew if he had a lead and the kid chose down, he was going to get rode out.
Right.
I mean, Daly's really good at riding
really
legs,
good.
You know, so.
Liam knows that. Yeah, he's got a nice tight waist and everything. So
it's it's like you said, it was kind of predictable.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I applaud him.
Yeah.
It was a good start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know, watching, because I watched in the car, watching it coming back from Iowa, as far as the feed was great. Mm-hmm. Those guys did a really good job on content as far as, you know, keeping things going. They kept the matches going. I think they had like one hiccup, technically. That was it. The feed was good. I think they even noticed like one of the cameras didn't have good enough light.
Oh, really?
So they didn't even show that shot anymore.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that was coincidence, but it was perfect. It was great because it
looked like they had somebody watching because they had replays immediately.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Yeah, that was, and even watching like some of the other guys that have been doing these live things like that, I haven't seen replays like that. I was like,
that's real quick for somebody doing their first live stream.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Yep. So kind of watching that, and then kind of took me back by that. But as far as the matches go, again, all good wrestlers. Those kids all. I mean, I know a lot of these kids don't get recognition, and a lot of them should. I don't know that I can get along with just stacking, you know, a one club in there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they mixed. I mean, they obviously it wasn't just it was half of it. Half of it was one club. Okay. But it was a mix on the rest of them. A lot of Crass. I saw, you know, Jordy Crass had a couple kids in there.
Yeah.
Sonante.
Yep, Sonante. All good wrestlers. I mean, Crass runs a good club over there too. Crass trained.
Right.
Good club. I guess I'd like to see more of a challenge. And I don't know what availability was. I don't know who those guys asked.
A lot of those guys, there's a lot of shuffling around, it seemed like, because at one point Sinclair and Mulvaney were but they both got banged up at Super 32.
Yep.
So,
true.
I mean, at a certain point, you got to say, is the juice worth the squeeze for the guys that are coming in, you know?
Yep.
Because if it's not worth it and you're banged up and are you going to really lose your national ranking? I mean, I don't know how the national rankers would look at that, but
so that's
where
that's where I have an issue.
Yeah.
Are they going to change rankings based off of this? If a guy who is ranked lower than another one and wrestles one that's higher, are they going to change a ranking on it? I don't think.
Are you talking about national or are you talking about the
national ranking?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would think so. It's an event.
Why?
They bumped Ben Bass all the way up from 1 win or 2 wins.
But were those at actual events?
The AWA duels.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah. AWA had 5 teams there.
Well, I mean,
I
mean, you could.
Yes. I totally know.
Yeah.
You could,
Yes.
you could argue the same if we did Sawdust and on the first year and some nationally ranked kid got beat by me. You know,
I suppose
you could argue that.
But even at that event, even at our event, I would not have put that much weight on it. You know what I'm saying? It's a great event, a great match to see. But if we're putting weight on it, where these kids now have changed their ranking because they beat this kid at this one event like this.
I mean, Ben Bass, he beat Jordan Ramey, who wound up getting runner-up at Super 32. It was a good win. He dominated him. And then he beat Kellen Walbert, too, the same day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he went from not even honorable mention to 9th in the country.
Yeah.
You know? Like
That's a big jump.
Yeah, I mean, what did he get, 4th in state last year? Something like that.
And he got he got third because it was
Did he beat Skiba?
Spray,
Skiba,
and then Bast, I think.
There was another good one in there, though.
I should call Ted right now and find out what his is.
Just get up on the telephone and be like, "Hey, man,
I can pull him up. Yeah, I can put him on here.
Get a special guest."
I call him Ted here.
I've been looking at right now. I looked at Pitt's schedule and Duke's schedule.
Yeah,
Pitt's schedule is all right. It's not bad.
Pitt's never had a very. I mean, they're over
ACC,
SEC.
ACC.
They got
yeah, that's right.
They got the
I'm an idiot.
Their first go is the Clarion Open, and then they have Cleveland State, Maryland, Lehigh, Illinois, Brown. Where's that out of?
Brown?
That's Ivy League.
That's Ivy League. I think that's over in the East Coast.
And then Columbia, and then right away they go to Midlands.
Yeah.
And then West Virginia, Buffalo, Virginia Tech. You just get all the Virginias out right away.
Yeah.
North Carolina, Iowa State.
Oh, I'm calling Ted.
Yeah, say he's on the,
I'm calling Ted.
NC State.
Hey, Liam, stop talking. Ted, what are you doing?
I'm sitting in my house because I just got home.
Well, that's good. You're on my podcast right now, okay? That's fine. This really is an easy question. We need to clarify something. How is your last name pronounced?
Skiba.
Skiba, right?
That is correct.
Oh, tell you what,
Skeba.
I'm listening to these announcements with Skeba. I'm about to reach through a screen with someone. I can't.
How do you think Wyatt Nolan feels?
I can only imagine. I can only imagine having those guys at a tournament and they're sitting there listening for their last name. I would want to run to the head table instantly. But
I gave up.
Okay. I don't blame you.
Honestly,
it has to have been happening forever with you.
Oh, it's happened since I was in high school.
Wow.
That was the only reason why we're bugging you. We're just because we started talking about you in the beginning. We were talking about Wyatt and the preseason nationals and stuff, and I have Zach Pierson here with me, and you said Skeba. I said, don't say Skeba. It is Skiba, mister.
Yes.
And I said, wait, maybe I don't know that. Maybe I need to call him and find out. So I had to call and find out. But yeah, we're talking. Hey, so speaking of, we'll keep you on here for just a second. How do you think Wyatt did?
I think he did a phenomenal job. He improved on a lot of areas that he wanted to improve on.
Yeah.
He wasn't satisfied with his finish. Let's say that.
Nothing wrong with that.
In the semifinals match.
Yeah. But
he was satisfied that he finished strong
Good.
At the end of the tournament.
Yeah. And obviously we've been talking about that forever. It's what you look for. Is your kid going to be upset the rest of the day now, or is he going to come through and get the next best thing? Kind of like the Brands brothers say, next best thing.
Exactly.
But cool.
Yeah.
How does Nolan feel? Does he know that they're just kind of getting there to work on some stuff?
Nolan's feeling good. He improved drastically over his showing the last 2 years at preseason nationals.
That's what you're saying, yeah.
Obviously he wasn't happy with losing in the blood round.
Yeah.
But I think you have to take away from the tournament the overall positives that you improved upon and keep building off of those positives.
Yeah, totally.
So,
totally. And that's good that they have that perspective too.
He kind of had to fight through a little bit of MMA bloody eye mess.
I saw that.
Pretty much the entire tournament, because in the second match, kid dug his thumb in his eye and scratched the living daylights out of it. So
that's awesome.
Every match he was a bloody mess.
Yeah.
So that's kind of,
He looked battle tested. That's for sure. When I saw him that last time, he looked battle tested. That's for sure. But those guys look like they did good. And we're just kind of talking about how it's, hard coming up in the high school scene and stuff like that. Changing weights. It gets hard. So you try to find those guys that are kind of ahead of the game, and you put your ear to them, or at least talk to them a little bit and kind of get some advice. And hopefully these guys hopefully they got good enough teammates to find that way too. But no, those guys look really good. So it's good tournament for them. But, hey, I'll let you go. Get you out of your hair. Appreciate you clarifying the last name, because now at least we can make it nationwide. Hopefully everybody remembers Skiba, not Skeba. But all right, man. Okay. You take it easy, Ted. You have a good night.
You have a good night as well.
Yep. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Good old Ted.
Nah, I've been looking at
I love Ted.
all the
Ted's one of my favorite dudes, man. Ever since going to that one club you used to go to when you were little, I will not mention that club's name. Seriously, there's Zach. I don't know. Did I describe to you the distaste that I have for that club?
Probably. But
no, it's bad. It's bad. I don't like being stolen from. So it's one of those things. Yeah. Don't take money from me.
Oh yeah.
Don't. If you're going to use it for something that I gave it to you for, use it.
Yeah.
But don't just take it and not give it back.
Right.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
So I frown upon that. And then I get angry at it. And then people are like, why are you so angry? Well, I don't know.
Because you're not doing
it. Yeah, right?
I've been...
Pretty simple.
It's pretty simple.
I've been pretty much just looking at schedules right now.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams where you're like, well, they're in ACC and stuff like that, they got some pretty good schedules.
Oh, dude, don't doubt the East Coast, man. When it comes to ACC, you got Virginia Tech over there. Yeah. You got North Carolina. You got NC State. You got Miami. No, Miami was never.
Say Miami.
This is football popped in my head. I'm like, wait a minute.
Mackay Lewis.
Brain fart. Yeah.
What is the? I heard a little bit, but I don't understand it fully. What's because they're talking about like a rematch with him. What happened there?
It's been Mekhi Lewis and I don't remember if he's 184, right?
No, he's 65.
Is he still 65?
So.
They did a thing on Flow with him.
Are you talking about the All-Star match or whatever?
Yeah. Who was that against? I don't know. I can't remember who that was against.
Because I'm seeing it.
I got Mekhi Lewis all over.
Yeah.
That's who I'm picking. I can't remember who it was. It's still a good opponent. I'm not saying that I can't remember who it was, but it's up on Flow here.
Well, you're putting somebody up against Mekhi Lewis. He better.
Well, I mean,
be good. Yeah.
Where's Flow here?
Good old Flow. But yeah, you got Rutgers has Arizona State right off the bat. Stanford.
Are you on Flow, Liam?
Yeah, I'm on Flow.
Oh, I don't. I think it's video content that is.
Yeah, where it's like, hey.
Yeah. Everybody, Liam and I share a Flow account, so.
Well, no, I share his.
He rips mine off.
Yeah.
And then does what he wants. So let's see, brackets, rankings.
I didn't know the first.
Yeah, this website's way different, huh?
Yeah, it's hard to navigate sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not new. And so this whole track rest. Oh, here we go. Aaron Brooks, that's not him. Ever since this integration with track wrestling, I like it. It's great because I mean, so what happens is if you go to watch a live video, and that live video is on track, it takes you right away to Flow Wrestling. I don't have a problem with that. Mm-hmm. Problem I have is that why isn't all just integrated in the first place?
Yeah.
You're like, why am I going to two different sites for this stuff? And I understand that people are used to it. Are they going to transition to that? Has anybody heard anything about that? Are they going to just kind of keep it the way it is? Films, that should have Mekhi on there.
Iowa has their first dual meet is against Cal Baptist, which is also their celebrating 50 years of Iowa women's athletics.
Yes.
That's cool.
I think, isn't it Women's Athletic Month? Yeah. I think it's come. I thought it's either this. I thought that was coming because I saw someone else post something like that too. Is in light of something Women's Athletics Appreciate or
Sunday,
something like
November
that.
13th.
Okay.
That's the date for it?
That's the duel, yep.
Oh, the duel. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Here, you want me to look up the...
I'm trying to find the Mekhi Lewis thing. I see this guy here with the part of his face is missing. Well, I don't know. It's a video. It's one of their things. I'm trying to figure out who the story's about.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear about the was it Virginia? The group of Virginia kids who fought off a bear?
Yeah, Wyoming. Yeah. They did. They both made it. They both survived. The kid that
they wrestled a bear.
Yeah, but the kid that took the bear off of the other kid was a wrestler.
Yeah,
it was a wrestler that removed the bear from the other kid.
I can't find this all-star lineup.
Yeah, I can't find anything.
February serves as the National Girls and Women in Sports Month.
Oh yeah, there we go. Is February you said?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I heard about. So there's something that someone was trying to correlate with it, which I think it's great. If it wasn't for women's wrestling right now, I don't even know where boys wrestling would be. You got someplace to go?
Oh no, it's just
your notifications.
Fantasy football.
Oh, fantasy football?
Yeah.
You do that, huh?
I'm doing
can't. Way too much. I got like five teams.
You got 5?
Yeah. That's why I keep hearing all this ding. Like I wish it was one team. It's 5.
You know that Lucas. So
I'm not doing that good.
Lucas Peters does a fantasy golf team where he picks one guy for the golf tournament and he just lets it ride or something like that.
Oh yeah.
He does fantasy golf. Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
No, thank you.
How do you know? If you've never done golf, you just pick a random dude.
This will be a good duel. Number 9 Wisconsin versus number 10 Iowa State. That's gonna be a good duel.
Ooh.
That'll be. I don't know who Barnett's got. Barnett's going to beat that kid, I'm pretty sure.
What?
Talk about a kid that came up from... You could tell he was struggling. College. I mean, who doesn't? As a freshman, yeah. Who doesn't as a freshman? I mean, but he really, really improved. Like, holy cow.
Oh, yeah.
He is awesome.
Big Ten finals last year.
Well, and he's paying... I mean, obviously he's paying attention. He's taking notes and doing what he's supposed to. And I didn't expect that.
Right.
Not from a guy like him. Mm-hmm. Man, did he grow. He's a good kid. He's worked with Liam a couple times, but hey, man, is he fun to watch.
Yeah, I took him out to Super 32 one year.
Did you?
Yeah, just
nice.
He hitched a ride with Cleavers and me.
Oh, yeah.
It's the year he lost to Cockrum or whatever.
Ooh.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know how you say his Crookham.
Yeah. Crookham. Yep. Yeah. That was actually a pretty decent match.
Yeah.
You got Hamidi versus Carr. That'll be a good match.
Yeah.
Dow versus Coleman.
Wait, they got their tentative lineup, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Amos versus Bastida. I never heard of that guy.
Younger.
Yeah, but Amos is ranked lower, so that could be a good win for him.
I think Younger was a All-American last year.
Iowa State's Big 12?
Yep.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Didn't
Missouri just move to the Big 12?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, from the MAC.
For wrestling?
Yep.
Back to the Big 12.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. From the MAC.
So, okay, how does that work, you know?
I mean, you got to win it to make it. You
Yeah,
know, like,
right.
At least in the Big 12, you can be like 5th or 6th and make it to the.
So how does that work? How can you transition from
This
the
is
Big
where I'm
12
learning.
to-
I'm learning with you. So that's
What do you mean? How's
like
that question?
so Missouri they were there and then they got bumped down. How does that?
I mean, they just make a decision to hop to. I mean, usually it's about automatic qualifiers, or or if the competition just isn't. I mean,
pretend I'm a dummy. Automatic qualifier. What is that?
like every division or every conference gets so many qualifiers.
To the national tournament.
Yes, to the national tournament. So like,
but that's based on a point system, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's based on your RPI or something like the the coaches poll or whatever it's called.
I
So
saw that.
so not every weight class is the same,
Yeah.
So it's like in Big Ten usually you get top 8, you're going for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But if you win the MAC, you'll go. But if you get second, you might have to get a wild card.
Why can't you go from the MAC to the Big Ten?
You could.
So you just have to win your conference, and you can say, "Hey, we want out of this conference. We like that one."
I mean, they have to be able to accept you. And
Sure,
everything,
yeah. You still have to put petition in or whatever
Right,
it
yeah.
is for it, but you could jump to anyone you wanted to.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That's weird.
I think that's good though for different competition.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, I think a lot of times what they should be doing is taking Midwest states and putting them out in the Western Conference or Eastern Conference.
That would be interesting.
And start bouncing it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And if one side from the central part of the country doesn't like that, whatever, then win it.
Yeah, but you gotta be able to pay for the travel and everything too.
Oh, sure, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
yeah.
I'm not saying it would be every single one, but I mean
Right.
the ones that are higher,
Right.
like a Wisconsin or someone like that can afford that.
Wrestling pretty much regionally based because it's so hard to be able to pay for that.
Sure.
'cause
I
they
think
don't get enough
we're a
funding.
poor sport.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think
We're
that's
a
a
poor sport.
little bizarre that like you could do very well, like let's say 2 years in a row, and you say, you know what, we want tougher we want tougher teams. I think NCAA or whoever you have to deal to get into Big Ten if you're from EIWA, one of those, where they wouldn't try to do everything that they can to, hey, you want tougher teams, we want to put you on here.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, nope, you don't have enough money. Nope.
So that brings another question to my brain, and I don't know how much of this knowledge you have when it comes to the money portion of colleges and stuff like that, but I don't. So Title IX came along.
Right. That was like my era. Like that was
our era.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
Oh shit, I'm older than you. I'm 43.
Yeah.
So, but it's good mix then. We got teenage, we got 30s, we got 40s. We're good. So I don't understand the balance because we'll have Jamie Nelson on one of these days because that dude can seem to explain everything.
Right.
I mean everything.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the boiling down of the money portion when it comes to who's in what conference too, because that has a lot to do with it. Not just the wrestling program itself, but the school.
Yeah.
Like the school has to make a certain amount.
Oh yeah.
And this must have been in the works for ages. I mean, that must have been around forever as far as what they put the dollar amount on the stuff.
Yeah.
But so now you're putting, I mean, obviously some of these guys that don't make enough money, they're in a small market. Mm-hmm. Why would they want to compete in a big market? I mean, it's hard. You guys are going to get your ass kicked every single time. Right. What I don't understand though, is if you have certain schools that are still successful, but don't bring in the dollar amount, why wouldn't you want to bring that up?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to promote that? It doesn't matter what sport. I don't care if it's wrestling. I don't care if it's water polo.
Right.
If they're good at it, why aren't they bringing it up?
Bringing what up?
That sport to the next level.
Okay.
You see that they're progressing or whatever it is. I would think that there'd be a promotion.
Are you
instead
talking
of
about like Division 2 to Division 1?
Yeah, Division 1, Division 2, or even just conferences, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
A promotion instead of a petition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you should be like a point system or something.
Yeah.
Like you do this, and this. Well, you'll be in.
Yeah, as long as things don't get political, which good luck with that. But still, I mean, I just really think that there's a better way for something like you think of like an Edinburgh,
right?
Division I.
Yeah,
you don't ever hear about them,
right?
You hear about them in wrestling for the most part, if you do, but you don't hear about them in anything else,
right? Well, not every sport has to be D1 at a school though either. I'm not
True.
sure. I'm not sure if they're all D1. He
just pointed out one school to me that was at preseason, Midland University or something like that. It was called blue and yellow colors or something like that. And
I'll look that up.
He went up to it, and Liam was like, "Is Division 1, 2, or 3?" And the guy's like, "Division 1." He goes, "I want to win here if it was Division 2 or 3." I was like, "I'd never heard of you in the first place, dude."
Yeah,
they are.
That's like Cal Baptist where Messenger just went. Like
I didn't hear about it until he committed there.
Yeah.
They're out of Nebraska, Midland University.
Midland.
Yep.
They're D1.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a very affordable state.
I think what they should do. So obviously they should have their national tournaments, right? NCAA tournaments, D1, D2, but then after that, either do each weight class or do all of them. Just throw them all in.
Well, they used
Teams.
to be. No, but they used to. If you won D2, you could go up and wrestle in D1.
I think they should just do.
Really?
Just
They
do.
stopped doing that.
Yeah, they stopped doing it. Probably 90s. I want to say.
Really?
I think what they should do is they should just take just an individual tournament and just take everybody from D3, D1, NAIA, all that, throw them all into a tournament.
There has been suggestion out there for the dual teams from the champions.
Yeah.
The champions from each division, if not the top 2 or 3, and then do a tournament with those guys.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm all for it. I think it'd be great. I mean, as far as the top 3, you're just bringing in the champions. That's dumb. Top 3, because those NAIA teams that are out there, man, whew.
Yeah.
And that's kind of started explaining things to him a little bit about, Keaton Cleaver gave him a tour around North Carolina, just small. It wasn't huge, but took him around the wrestling room, the sports facility, stuff like that. And I got talked to Coleman Scott and Tony Ramos is one of the guys that I loved watching as a Hawkeye. And if anybody that doesn't know me, I'm a Hawkeye fan. I have been since I was like 5. But I'm still going to like the school that my kid goes to. Don't think that I'm not going to go to his duels because he's not wrestling for the Hawkeyes or something. I've been a Hawkeye fan since I was a kid. I don't think there's a Wisconsin team I like.
Yeah.
I don't like the Bucks. I don't like the Brewers. I shouldn't say don't like. I just they didn't push to me to be, oh, dude, the Brewers. No, Robin Yount, cool. I didn't really care. I love this baseball card.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't care about the baseball team.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this, the national thing, when it comes to nationals and the D3 schools and NAIAs, like there are so many that are on the map. When he took that tour, I said, just find a school with your favorite color. Find that and then look at them. See what they are.
Yeah.
At the time, you were what, 10, 11, maybe 12?
Yeah, 10.
Something like that. And so it didn't matter. But he when we were walking out, he kind of said something like, he goes, this is actually kind of a nice campus.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
I went on a visit with him.
Yeah. And I was like, Iowa's not the only thing out there, dude. Like there's other stuff out there. And he's like, yeah, I kind of like this here.
Yeah, some of them are in the middle of the city. Some of them are in the middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere. Parkside. Middle of nowhere.
I think the funny part about that little tour that we had was I don't think you knew what I was wearing, but when we got out of the car, you looked me up and down. You go, "Is that what you're wearing?" I was wearing all Iowa.
He's wearing all Hawkeye stuff. Well, Ramos was there.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't really like Tom and Terry anymore.
Yeah, but
he does.
Coleman Scott,
Whatever.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I went to.
Pew, pew.
I went to. We got tickets the first year that, the first year that I think it was Keaton's senior year, and we got tickets in the block of the UNC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just wore a bunch of different. I had a Penn State shirt I wore. I had an Iowa shirt I wore.
So you didn't offend anyone.
And I wore an Oklahoma State shirt.
I just really like wrestling.
Yeah, and I was like, I like all these. I like them all. Apparently, I don't like UNC. Who I was sitting with.
Everyone but you guys.
And Coleman came up to me, and I was wearing the Iowa thing. He goes, I mean, you had Oklahoma State in my section yesterday.
Yeah.
I could do it, you understand why, but this one, I can't do it. Like, I'm not even going to talk to you.
Zachary.
That's good.
Zachary Winnikin's freshman.
Yeah.
One of my good buddies. He goes, Yes, maybe we should just have a shirt that says "I like wrestling."
Yeah.
You know, just have a whole clothing line of that.
Just that.
Yeah, every wrestler should just have that for like a college visit. Just say, "Hey, man,
Yeah.
I like wrestling."
I really love wrestling.
Yeah.
Hashtag I love wrestling.
Yeah.
We can do that. I heart. We'll do I heart.
We'll start that. Yeah. Just
do I heart
going.
wrestling? Well, maybe with the because I am gonna make some gear for this, but I want to make it myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Cricut.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get Cricut. We're gonna make some stuff. I don't think I can do the hat. Well, I can do hats, but they wouldn't be embroidered. And
That's all he's been talking about. It's like, hey, man, I just want to make all the clothes.
Yeah.
I'm tired of fishing that stuff out, man.
Yeah.
It's so like even doing gear for wrestling gear. I think I jumped to 3 different places.
Yeah. I gave away Wisconsin Grappler stuff, for like trying to get to so many followers and stuff.
Yeah, I'll probably get some stuff from somewhere or whatever, like pens or whatever. Just kind of I can hand some stuff out here and there, but like I can get stickers made like nothing. I got a couple for you too. They're kind of wrestling ones. I can get stickers made like nothing. I can get hats made, anything. But I don't like waiting for it anymore.
Right.
You'll see that with Liam. He doesn't like waiting for stuff. He wants it instant. So he gets that from me.
Yeah.
Because his mom's way more patient than I am. But
even I did chess club in 6th grade. I was just waiting for that guy to make the move. I think one time, I was like, "Are you gonna go or are you just gonna?"
So back to this matchup here. They have some stuff written up about Barnett and they show a couple videos and stuff like we're not that cool. So we're gonna be ripping everybody else off that right stuff, but we don't care. It's fine. We're not gonna make them sound bad.
What are you talking about?
That we're using other people's stuff.
Okay, yeah.
But everybody does that. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know everything. You don't know everything, and we're just gonna talk about it. But I don't know. So Tyler Dow has Marcus Coleman. I don't know who Marcus Coleman is, but apparently you can click on his name in Flow Wrestling, and now it takes you to that.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, gives you Marcus Coleman's matches.
What date is that duel?
Let me take a look.
I'll just look up Wisconsin.
Well, it's on Flow. That duel, November 5th. So that's coming up.
Okay,
that's this week.
October 30th. Yeah.
Yep.
That's gonna be Saturday. No.
I don't have a calendar pulled up. See if I can pull it up though.
November 5th.
So this is where Joe Rogan has an advantage, where he's got a guy that types out to the side, and literally he's typing everything from a sentence that you're speaking, and he searches it right away.
This is what I was looking for. It's Mackay and Carter Strachey.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. They asked, and they interviewed Mackay, and I think they interviewed Strachey too.
Yeah, so you got Pat McKee, Brandon Courtney, Lucas Bird, Michael McGee, Cole Matthews, Real Woods, which is a rematch from NCAAs.
Yep, that'll be a good
Sammy
one.
Sasso and Austin Gomez, Bryson Donian and Will Luan, Hamidi and O'Toole, Carr and Mundy.
Hamidi and O'Toole?
Yeah, and then Carr and Monday, too.
Oh.
That's like an old school, like they used to, their dads used to go at it, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, they, Monday and Carr at Flow Wrestling did
Dads
that. And
did
they
go
said,
at it.
yeah, and they said bringing back the legends.
Oh, man.
And you got Strachey and Lewis.
It's a little shit talking going between those guys. It's
Yeah.
fun. I mean, they both had said it's all good fun, but it's just funny because they asked, I think, Mackay, when they talked to him, they're like, "Oh, did you hear Carter Strachey?" So he's like, "I don't really care, man.
Right, yeah.
It's
I'm
whatever."
not here for that.
Oh, that. Don't feed into it, but feed into it.
Right, yeah. I mean, they're trying to build it up. He doesn't care about that. He's not getting a cut from the proceeds.
Not at all. Not at all. That's the other thing that kills me with this is the minimal amount of money that especially the guys that are out of college now that they make with these Flow Wrestling events.
Yeah.
They make some.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
Right.
So I will give Flow credit there. You're giving them some. But these guys are they're out training.
Yeah.
Flow shows up and sets up the day before and leaves the day after.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
these guys still have a season after.
They still have a whole fucking season left. Now the NIL thing, I'm very confused on.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
I haven't read. I have to do some really deep diving on it and kind of read into it because, and again, Jamie Nelson probably knows.
Yeah, he does.
So
I don't know if he'll give you the whole rundown.
No, well, I told him now because I guess they're going to be doing a podcast over there too. But there's going to be more entertainment.
Yeah,
where it's some of the guys are involved and they kind of like because it's a local thing. So they're talking about coaches from the area. So they'll be like, you wouldn't know who they're talking about, but it's going to be like a WWE kind of thing where they're like, oh, this guy's going to be doing great this year. You're kind kind of pumping guys up. I don't know if it'd be WWE exactly. Yeah. But Jamie, I don't know how he knows so much, or maybe he's just that smart and retains things like my wife does, because I retain nothing.
Oh, yeah.
I retain water. Yeah. That's about all I retain.
Yeah.
But I could listen, and him and I could probably talk for hours.
Yeah.
Because I'll have questions, but I have things to add into. Where
I don't know how he has so much time, because I feel like he talks to a lot of people.
He doesn't do anything.
Yeah, no.
Dude doesn't have to work. He sold that company, the fitness center place. Like,
yeah, so every time I talk to Tom or Machik, it's always like, I just got off the phone with
Jamie Nelson.
And I'm like, my goodness.
So when I finally talked to him the other day, I haven't talked to him in forever.
Yeah.
Because I think I was just doing like I said, a hard reset. I didn't talk to really anybody in wrestling. I think maybe I messaged you back and forth a couple times just about his matches or something coming up. And then finally, I went on Liam's Facebook account, because that's the only Facebook I have. And I saw the post that his mom made about Super 32. And Jamie had commented, and I liked it on his account.
Oh, yeah?
So I liked his comment. It was Liam. But anyways, I just texted him. I say, hey, thanks for the nice words kind of thing. Yeah. And then it happens every single time. Like I'm just texting him to say thanks. Mm-hmm. And bam, 5 minutes later, I'm getting a phone call. Oh, yeah. Right? And I know, and I'm trying to get ready for Iowa. And so I know that this is going to be at least 45 minutes to an hour conversation, which I wish it was longer. I wish I had the time for longer, because there was some stuff he was giving me. And I was like, damn, I really want to pay attention to this. But I just didn't have time. Then I called him back on the highway. It was like the last 45 minutes of the drive. I was like, I'd kill 45 minutes of Jamie easily, man. It's not easily,
From what I hear, it's
right. It's perfect.
You gotta be an hour at least. You gotta have.
He's coming on here, dude. Like, I'm telling you, like, even after you guys leave, I might call him tonight and we'll sit down and talk for a good 3 hours and I'll record it. Just have it as part of a conversation,
My theory on that is he's probably got like Gary Vaynerchuk with all the high authorities and stuff like that on NFTs. He's probably got a Zoom call with all of them. He's like, all right, guys, listen. He's got Coach Machek. He's got Mr. Clark, all of them. He's like, all right, guys. We're going to sit down.
He's got us all on speed dial, dude. I mean, he's the top recruiter for Minnesota.
He's ready.
Let's not be confused. He has the connections with the Gophers. I mean, he was the RTC, part of the RTC there for, I don't know, a year or something like that. But now I think it's more volunteer than anything. But he was part of Minnesota's USA Wrestling. Right. The dude knows people. Is in USA Wrestling, I think, here. I think in Wisconsin. I'd have to ask him to verify. Again, people, we don't know everything. But it's nice talking to him, because now, Gavin being over there, Gavin Nelson committed to Minnesota. Verbally, I believe it's still, but he's going.
He can't sign until November.
He's going.
Yeah.
They're so locked in there. It's unreal.
2 more days.
But having him go through that process.
Mid-November.
Oh.
Mid-November, yeah, I think it is. But he's a junior this year, so he can sign, right?
Is he a junior this year? He's
only junior. Yeah,
he's a junior this year.
I think he's a junior.
I thought he was a senior.
Well, he's big.
I could be wrong. But yeah, look him up.
I think he was senior this year.
Was he?
Really?
He was part of that.
I suppose, Liam, you're a freshman. He was like 2 or 3 years older than you.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't. He
at
wasn't
least
close.
2. At least
senior.
2.
Okay, sorry, Jamie, but
he wishes he was junior. He probably wants another year. Maybe not.
Give Jamie an opportunity to do it. He might.
He's probably listening right now.
This ain't live, dude.
Hey, you don't know. He's got something going on.
But it's one of those things where it's nice to listen to him, because he does have information.
Oh, yeah.
That's pertinent. Just listening to some of the recruiting stuff he was telling me, like, I don't know dollars and cents. I wasn't recruited for soccer in college because I didn't care about my grades. Right, yeah. So nobody was talking to me about anything. And like Christina went to college, but she went to college because she's smart.
Yeah.
But now we got a kid who's an athlete and he's smart. So it's like we got to kind of figure all this out. So it's nice to talk to him. And it's nice to have someone that's willing to give that type of information.
Yeah, it's hard to get unbiased.
It is. It is. And he will, in 9 chances out of 10, he'll tell you who's the right person to talk to and who's not the right person to talk to.
Yeah.
It's funny, too, because you saw Liam wrestling that kid out in Pennsylvania, that Torgerson or whatever.
Yeah.
Torgeston. I don't know how to pronounce his Swedish last name, but he
82-pounder or whatever
was.
Oh,
he wrestled him at 160.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Liam was keeping up with him just fine on his feet, but then as soon as he got on top, he's like, if I had known he was wrestling, I'd have called you and told Liam not to go on the bottom.
Okay.
He is a leg rider, and once it was the same thing with this kid in the finals match. He got that leg ride in, and he put that power half in and forget about it. When you're dealing with guys that big, I mean, me watching it happen hurt. Yeah. Because just watching his shoulder go up like that, and I knew he was trying to fight because you could hear Rob Lee on the side.
Yeah,
he's like, "Don't you get pinned in this match?" He's like yelling at you. You didn't hear him.
No, I couldn't.
No, I heard him, and I'm surprised Liam didn't hear him.
I couldn't hear him in the video either, though.
But there's nothing Liam was going to be able to do in that. The kid just buried his hips down and just buried him, and then put that power half in and forget about it.
Yeah.
But with that Torgerson kid out of Minnesota, Jamie was telling me that he's got a lot to work in, just like any other kid that's in high school. He's like, but Liam is right up there with all those guys, especially him being on their feet.
Yeah.
He's like, he just focuses so much on leg riding and that tilt that he's like, it's really hard for guys to stop. You know, it was apparent because he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But it's really cool now, and talking to Jamie about this, that being a dad coming up in this, like, again, I coach soccer, I coach girls soccer, I coach women's soccer, I coached boys soccer, I didn't get up into men's, but, you know, and I coached a little bit of wrestling. So I think a lot of people think that I'm just this dad that has this kid in a sport. You know, like, I've been in sports for a long time. I've been in athletics for a long time. I've seen what it takes for guys to get to a top level in a sport. In a sport, I don't think it matters what sport. Right. Getting to the top level in anything takes work and takes dedication.
Yeah,
that's video games. I mean, shit, that takes dedication. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff takes dedication. I think a lot of people for a long time have kind of mistaken my criticism as not knowing things. I don't think they know me.
Yeah,
that's the problem. There's I think a lot of guys like, I'm fine with steroids being in baseball.
Yeah.
I love home runs, dude. I love watching home runs. Well, but I mean, that's one of the things that's coming up in wrestling now.
Oh, yeah.
You had the Russian team. You know, they just got nailed for PEDs and stuff like that. And,
yeah.
I mean, when you're dealing with hand-to-hand combat, it's a whole different thing. I mean, that's a muscle thing.
Oh, yeah.
You have a clear advantage. MMA, do I want to see a guy on roids?
Kind of.
Not necessarily. Be pretty cool to watch him punch someone in the skull, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of one of those things. But I mean, those guys are putting their lives on the line with a lot of that stuff that they're doing without steroids already. But baseball, by all means, I'm down for it. Are you winning?
I don't think so.
You're not getting anything out of it.
But
no,
I think
I get a lot of red zones, but no touchdowns.
Oh man.
And
points for red zone in there?
No
not. Points for red zone?
Unless they're catching the ball.
Lame. Why are you playing?
I think,
stupid.
I told you this a lot.
But like, all red zones there.
The thing.
That's so many red zones and no touchdowns.
I think the
What are you gonna do?
I think the biggest thing is, if you, let's say they do that, right?
Yeah.
They put in steroids in baseball. Then you're gonna have those guys that sit on the computer. Well, if you put it in there, why can't you put it on every other sport? And it's like, yeah, but you know,
I think there's a scale for everything. You know, there's a scale for.
That was just like Lance Armstrong when he got busted for it. He's like, I was just trying to keep up.
Everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, like, what do you want me to do?
Everybody.
That's my theory. Everybody. So,
ready? But you're talking about one sport, though.
Yeah.
One sport that was loaded with dudes that were nonstop PEDs. Yeah. And they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There were some of the guys on Lance's team, I guess, that weren't, allegedly. But they said the French team were doing it. Yeah. All the other teams on there had guys that were done all kinds of, and they were the ones that were winning. So they were the guys that were starting, you know?
Yeah. I think, okay.
I'm all for it.
This is my
football, harder hits.
This is
you signed up for a reason. It's just like, you know what people were saying about cops. Oh, you signed up for it.
Yeah.
Well, you signed up for football, bro. People want to pay tickets to see you play. They want to watch you get smashed in the face. That's why they're showing up.
Yeah.
You know, most of the people that are going to a live football game, how many of them are paying attention to the game?
0.
Half of them are in the bag.
Yeah.
They're watching a big play. I've been to probably 2 Packers games and I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
I'm loving it on TV, dude.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. Maybe that's just because I'm not a people person when I'm in a crowd like that. But
this is my theory, and I've read a lot about steroids, stuff like that. But I think a lot of people at the top of their field. Yeah. I don't care what sport you're in. I don't care if it's curling. You're on some form of PED, whether it's prescribed, legal, or anything. I think
there could be some validity, but I mean, you also got to think about too, what kind of recovery are they in if they are taking something that's for pain.
I think one of the biggest people that are like, huge into recovery and how they recover, that's big.
Yeah.
Ronaldo. He's how old now, and he's still doing
some
of those crazy things where
there's a different. I think you're reaching. I'm guessing. I think you're reaching into the old guys basket where those guys need something. So like they were talking about Anderson Silva.
Oh my God.
He was on something. You had to be at 50.
John Jones.
Those guys are still in, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm out of shape, dude. I'm out of shape. I'm tough, but I'm out of shape.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way I'm making it through a whole fight. I can't even make it through a full period of wrestling.
Yeah.
Without needing a half-hour break, So but you're 50 years old. You can't tell me that your body, after being beaten on for that long, you're not on something that's helping your joints. You're not on something that's helping your muscles. A little bit.
And again, it could be legal, It could be, and if it is, good for you. But I guarantee you a lot of it is,
So looking at the Russians when they wrestle.
Yeah.
I can't tell the difference between a guy that may be, like, especially these wrestlers. I can't tell the difference of a guy that's on roids or that's just a natural born lifter. Some guys are ripped.
Oh, yeah. But
I mean, some guys just have a build that's like, holy man.
There are some of them. There are some of them where if it only takes a Google search, you can look at their transformation. Like some of the I don't even want to go towards bodybuilders because that's insane.
Yeah, that's.
But
to me, that should be allowed.
Oh yeah,
I think 100%. Juicing should be allowed in that sport right there. I mean, if you're trying to look bigger and better than the other guy, how are you going to get bigger and better?
Yeah.
But
you need something because you top out.
Yeah.
You peak out.
I think the biggest area to me of like where you can tell, okay, what are you actually doing is traps.
Yeah,
and shoulders. If your traps, I'm gonna be 100% honest. If your traps envelop your neck and touch to your earlobes, you're
but are you talking about a 1 week transfer? Maybe a guy's body is. Maybe one man's body is like that. Maybe he works out enough where he gets built like that. I don't know. I mean, every body is different.
Yeah, but there's so many like exercises,
like physiological components that have to go together.
And you can't have all those together. You don't have the lucky end of the rainbow kind of.
No, it's just one of those things where it's how do you know?
Yeah.
Without putting a pee test in or a blood test, like how do you?
Well, even that,
do you know?
Even that, just
yelling
because
at you for nothing.
No shit, right?
Even though,
I get the transition, like a 1 week period, a dude being holy, geez, like you weighed 250 pounds of fat last week, and now you're there's something going on.
Yeah.
But the guys who are putting the work in, it's like, especially these wrestlers that you see them lift in, all of a sudden you're not in the locker room with them the whole time, but it's like they just look like they're putting hard work in.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's a 1 week. If I see a 4 month transition and he's got traps that are up to his ears, I don't know the difference. Yeah. Maybe his body just reacted that way, but I really don't know the difference.
I think, what was it? I'm forgetting what you were saying now. I think some of the biggest things is, like transformations, right? If he goes from
instant transformations, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get that.
Even 4 months, if he goes from looking like, me or something like that, or you, and then all of a sudden he's got his lats out to his elbows, and it's like, really?
Yeah. But that's obnoxious. I mean, you can tell there's something wrong there, but what do you got pulled up there?
Oh, I'm just looking.
What is it, though?
Oh, it's just rankings.
Can't hide it from me. Who's ranked what? Why isn't Liam on it?
No.
I'm glad you agree with that because I didn't want you to get behind that. That was a test, Liam.
Yeah, I'm not.
Call that a test.
I don't.
Yeah, man. Why ain't on 2022, 2023 rankings, man?
Me personally, with how I've performed and like on bottom stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm even top 50.
Probably not.
Not even top 100. I wouldn't even give myself top
by your
100.
senior year. You'll be ranked.
I think I'll be ranked maybe top 45 higher. I think.
By your senior year?
That's
pretty. That's not really giving yourself a whole lot of credit.
By sophomore.
Top 45 by your senior year, and you're at not even the top 50 yet. I mean,
by sophomore. Sophomore.
Where do you think you are ranked? Where do you think you might be? I didn't even see on top 100 on some of these guys.
250.
Do they even rank? Are you talking about class rankings?
Yeah, class rankings.
250.
Yeah, and there's a pretty wide variety of kids out there, so I'm not expecting, but it's just I'm not one of those dads that sits back and gets jealous. Is like, oh, why ain't my kid on there?
Surprised there's not like an elementary big board. It's everything else. I mean.
If you thought the parents were fucking crazy now, you give them a big board.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna have World War III.
Oh yeah, they all beat each other too. Like
That's why there's mom tournaments now.
Yeah.
Oh my!
I'm pretty sure.
So
have you ever watched some? I mean, you've been to plenty of tournaments.
Yeah, for sure.
How about youth tournaments?
I have a video.
I try not to go to youth tournaments.
It's a good idea, but you got to venture in once in a while. And really, you're only going in for one thing. You're going to spot one mom.
Yeah.
Because there's only one that's super crazy at the tournament. You got a couple that are on the edge. You kind of watch them sitting in the bleachers.
Yeah.
I watched one mom and I recorded her.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
The reason that the leak was for the Hortonville.
Big time. Big time.
I have a recorded video.
Crazy.
So this lady, and I think it was a Hortonville tournament.
Was it?
This lady was watching her kid, right? And she wasn't like mean towards the other kid, but she was really into her kid.
Yeah.
And you ever play video games?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
So like when you're playing like a flying game or a driving game, how you steer the remote, you know? She was doing that with her kid. So she was yelling, and her kid was racing. He's a bigger kid. I want to say, so a youth tournament, he's probably 80 pounds or something, you know, bigger kid.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch a kid. I was watching her the whole time, but I knew there was something going on with her kick. She was like, go, 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 go. She's turning to the side. Then all of a sudden she turned to the other side. She's like this. And then she's shaking her hands. Like, no, come on.
See, you don't even see.
So I recorded it, and then I sent it to one of our friends because she's like, you got to send that to me. And I was like, all right, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
That lady saw me recording her.
Oh yeah.
And one of her friends came over to me and said, can you send me that? So I'm like, what? She goes, I saw you recording her over there, and she saw you too. And she was curious as to what was going on. She goes, but I know what you were recording, and I want you to send it to me. I think I sent it to her, but I deleted her number because it was like whatever. Yeah. But I sent it to her, and it was the funny. And it can be a good time watching some of these parents, but at the height, I would say if you're in by about noon at that tournament, because they start like 9 or 10. By about noon, those parents are fired up. At least a handful are probably ready to fight because their kid got wronged somehow. And, you know, it might have been a bad high school ref or something like that, but whatever. But it was just like, oh my God, I can't believe what's going on here. And we finally got to the point here where I told him at preseason nationals, like, I don't even want to be here.
Yeah.
Well, this is horrible. Like, this is the crowds, the people, the way the parents act. It's still in some of them in high school.
Oh yeah.
High school, I understand the intensity of like being behind your kid.
Yeah.
But really, let the coach. I just told someone else. I tried hiring someone else to go down there to go with Liam.
Yeah.
To coach.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had plenty of guys down there. We had Robert down there. We had Lazar was down there, stuff like that. But like, oh my God.
So we're at the Christmas party.
Yeah.
And I have a video of them in an octagon wrestling, mothers. In an octagon.
That was at the Sparty?
Yep. And I was at the Christmas party. That's when Kate
See what I'm talking about with Rob Staley here?
Yeah.
That is weird, dude. That's not natural.
She was in a singlet, too.
Why are you wrestling in an octagon?
I don't know.
Rob, what's up, dude? But he went off on that lady that was pissed about her kid not getting that Eagle trophy. Yeah. He lost it. I think someone got it on camera.
Oh, really? Do you think we could find it?
I only saw the Dean part of it, like him apologizing.
The apology. Yeah. I saw that. I didn't see the Rob Staley part either myself, so a lot of it obviously is just all hearsay.
Speculation.
And speculation. But I believe it.
I don't even make my way over to Super 32 on the second day. I did not even go in that other part of the venue.
Nope. Well, it was unfortunate, though, because his age group was over there the whole time. Right. And I told my wife, I was like, it'd be so nice. We'll be on this side over here. We don't have to go over there. And they're like, oh, yeah. You guys will be over there all day. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me, dude.
Yeah.
That's done. I'm done with this youth thing, you know? Yeah. But, you still have to listen to the middle school parents and youth parents.
Yeah, but the second day, like, is where they have just the high school and the women's in that one section. And then all the little shredders are over there. Just
little shredders.
Come on, buddy.
They're Mohawks and
you got this.
Steve-O.
Who was that? Yeah, who was that Mohawk kid that you always and he was on Who's Number One? That was insane.
Steve-O.
Years ago. That's Steve-O?
Steve-O.
Is he still NC State?
No, he left NC State. I think he's out at it's like Wyoming or something like that, or out in, like Montana State. It's some different school. I didn't expect.
So he dropped off the radar again?
No. I mean, I think let me look it up. I'm gonna go on Instagram. He's on there.
But yeah, I think some of the biggest tournaments have the quietest rooms. Even youth.
Yeah, but and here's the thing though: maybe youth. I can't agree with you on youth on that one. No, it's
is Northern Colorado.
Northern Colorado. Yep.
The quietest room that
D1, right?
Yeah, it's Troy Nickerson's the head coach.
Yep.
The quietest.
See? Yeah, I didn't. No idea who the coach is. No idea. The what?
The quietest room that I have ever been in for a wrestling tournament was Cheesehead last year. I walked into like the heavyweight side.
That's not even a youth tournament, dude. Like, there's no youth tournament that's quiet. Which one did you go to that was quiet?
It was Super 32.
Dude, the parents over there are still insane.
Yeah, you must have been on the high school side.
No.
So that's why I remember going there because he got, I think the first year he went 0-2, then the second year he took 4th, then the next year after that he went 2-2, right? It was 2-2.
Yes.
But I constantly tell him, like, you notice where the college recruiters aren't?
Yeah.
The other side.
Right.
They're on that side because they're watching all the high school guys on that side. So quit fucking hanging your head, you weirdo. Right. You know, like
yeah.
But yeah, so that was one of those things where it's kind of funny watching all that kind of go down, especially in there. So you got to see Ryan Morningstar.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool seeing him.
There was a lot of college coaches there.
Oh dude.
Yeah.
Like more than in the past. Like this is like my 8th year there.
But I'm an Iowa fan. Why do I care about everybody else? No, I do. Just saying. But we happened to see Morningstar, so we got a picture with him when he was little, and then I think we ran into him because we didn't go COVID year. Then the year after we went, and then he saw Morningstar again, so we kind of did the whole before and after picture thing.
We didn't see him again this year.
No, he wasn't there this year.
He was there this year.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I didn't see him. I told him I wanted to do a redo, too.
Yeah, you got to tell me.
Were you there the second day, though? I think that's when I saw him.
No, Liam was not at Super 32 on the second day.
No, but I'm saying, did you guys leave?
Yeah,
I know you weren't there.
No, we didn't leave, did we?
Yeah, we did.
The second day?
No. Yeah,
Like
we didn't even go the
Well,
second
we
day.
left that day,
Okay,
but we didn't. Yeah, we didn't go to the tournament.
I saw him the second day, like coming in for like the.
Probably the only day that you need to be there as a college.
Oh
recruiter.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And they stay up in the glass and
Yep. Just take
because they don't want to deal with
eat
people.
donuts and all kinds of carbs.
take pictures there.
Right? Yeah, because we were that, but we only did it to Ryan Morningstar.
Oh no, yeah, I know.
We saw Kale there.
Yeah.
We saw.
I don't remember
Rutgers
seeing
coach was there.
Kale.
Kale was there. Kale was there last year.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I saw everybody but Kale for Penn State this year. Like Cody was there.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Cody was
He
there.
was sitting right next to us. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's always kind of cool because you see those guys. I don't know. I don't call it starstruck because I don't run up to them and fanboy all over them. But it's kind of like I'll tap Liam and be like, "Hey, there's that guy." Or,
He used to. So
there's that guy.
I used to be like camera shy. So he'd who's Iowa kid that I beat at preseason? I teched him.
I don't know.
It was at preseason,
I'd have
but
to look it up.
he was his dad was super good in Iowa.
Oh, you're talking. That was a second chance tournament, dude.
Yeah.
That's because you already lost the first part of the tournament, so they had a second time around. So that was UNI's coach, Doug Schwab.
Yep. So
You
Schwab.
wrestled Grant Schwab. No, not Grant. Grant's not his name. That's a kid I went to high school with. His kids are Hayden and I can't remember the other sons, but I think you wrestled Hayden.
Yeah. So I tech him, and this happens all the time now. It'll be like, well, you want to go get a picture with him?
FYI, Liam doesn't tech everybody all the time. That's not what he means by that.
That was a freak.
Pictures.
That was a freak instance where it was just he was super strong. Just I don't think he knew how to really handle it.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, my dad goes, "Well, you should go take a picture with him." I was like, "Oh."
It's Doug Schwab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
that could be his kid.
Okay.
Why not?
I was gonna say
Shit.
not the kid, right?
Yeah, no, the dad.
Here,
Yes, it's cool, man. No, but Doug. So it's funny because that was when I had Liam. He had an Iowa singlet, the way Iowa singlets are made. You know, the Iowa singlet. Yeah. He had that on. He had something else on, but he had Iowa headgear. And Doug was standing by another guy, and this guy does this to Doug, taps him with his shoulder, and he does this head nod towards Liam. He's like, "Check that kiddo." Doug looks at him. He goes,
Hold on.
"It's an Iowa kid, yeah."
Hold on.
Doug laughs. Yeah. I laughed at the same time because I know what they're talking
I'm gonna
about.
find the headgear. Hold on. I'll be here.
Oh yeah. But that was a funny day. Then he ran into Zadok. You saw Zadok there too.
Yeah, I tried stealing his hat.
He tried stealing his hat and
Bill or Mike?
Mike. I'm gonna try and I talked to Mike a while back about doing a podcast, but I think that's one of those guys I want to actually have here and talk to, you know.
I've
so
never
see when
talked
he's
to
in
him.
state. What's that?
Okay, I've never talked to him.
No. Nice guy. I mean, those guys, you imagine how humble you are after going through college wrestling and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of those guys are still fairly straight. I have yet to run into a college wrestler or even former that was a dick.
Yeah.
Yet, you know, even the guys who were before they started college wrestling, they still tame out.
Yeah.
You know, they lose that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think it's an edge. I just think it's an attitude you grow out of.
Yeah.
But
how long are we on now?
Oh, we're going on 2 hours. You got something to do?
No.
You got more fantasy to lose?
No, I'm not. I don't know if I'm losing. I'm scoring a lot.
Just not gaining?
Just be getting a lot of points.
Yeah.
Just no touchdowns.
No.
That
Yards
might
are
be
good.
point.
You got
that might be the point.
Who are your wide receivers?
Oh, I got so many. I don't know what.
That's right. You're in. Don't mention them all. You're in 5 of them.
Yeah.
Here, hold
I had
on.
a friend of mine that was in that. A good friend of ours. His son was big into baseball.
Hanson?
They did fantasy football. He was in like 6 of them.
Oh, yeah.
He spent like $500 on this shit.
Yeah.
Are you for real? Like, come
you
on,
can
man.
win money too, though.
But the odds of actually winning and being in 5 of those, and they cost $100 a piece. What's the point?
You break even.
Might as well play the lottery.
No.
That's more instantaneous.
Oh, you're gonna.
You gotta sit around and wait and watch that shit all day and stress out about it.
I mean, don't stress. I mean,
No.
if I was stressing, I'd be like,
Oh my god.
what were we talking about?
That's true. You're here talking to us.
Yeah.
Checking your watch every 5 minutes.
Well, that's only because it's beeping. I mean, I'm making sure it's not
Giving
mine.
you shit. It's
Cade.
all good. I'm just kidding, man.
Cade won preseason.
Did he?
Yep.
Cade Auberg?
Cade Auberg.
Holy shnikes. Good job, Cade.
Woo. Good stuff.
Well done to Cade.
Picking up the slack.
Congrats to mom and dad, Todd, and
Yes, sir.
his wife's gonna kill me for not knowing his
Wait.
name. It's gotta be 120s or 130s
Yeah,
or something.
126 maybe.
Is that would he win the showcase? Or something?
He's in 8th grade.
Oh, he's in 8th grade.
He's in 8th grade. He's not a freshman.
He is young. I never like some of these
don't
kids.
know,
I never.
like,
That's
knew.
another
the
thing that's
thing
killing me,
That's
man.
the thing I can't stand about like doing the rankings.
Yep.
And then you go to WWF and they only go by what year you were. So
Mm-hmm.
like I have Ayers, however you say his last name, the kid from Menominee.
Oh, that wrestled Grayson last night? Yeah.
Like I have
Kellen Ayers.
his brother.
Always, I think it is.
I think I have him ranked, and he's an 8th grader. And
Sick.
yeah, so
Yeah.
Did you get a call on that?
his brother actually DM'd me on.
Nice.
Yeah,
He's
like,
in 8th grade.
He's 8th grade, bro.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, well, thank you. I had no clue how to do it.
So that's the other thing too is like, I mean, I have an email for this. We have an email for the podcast.
Yeah.
It's Vision Quest Original
Okay.
podcast@gmail.com. Let me double check that, make sure it's correct.
Like, if it's anything like your Wi-Fi password, it could be like.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm
Tell me about it, right? Jesus.
okay. What was I have a question. What was the biggest
Ask away.
weight cut you've ever like had to do?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, personally, I mean, I'm fat, so like weight cuts easy for me. I
Yeah.
lost like 20
Well,
pounds.
because you hear. I mean, I got stuff to lose because I did it before Super 32. I was like 170
Yeah.
or Journeyman. I was 170. Yeah, cut down to 157.
It's Vision Quest Podcast Original
Okay.
at gmail.com.
But
continue with the weight cut. Cut.
The biggest thing is I don't want to throw names, but Peyton Lee. All right, he wants to pinch for 45 and go 52.
Yeah.
Because he thinks that he'll be able to go 45.
Can I release this episode this week now that you're giving this information out, or can I not release this week? This seems like it's sensitive.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Well, he hadn't actually done the pinch yet, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Then-
wishful
All
thinking.
hypothetical.
You know what? Let's move that to the side. Let's move that to the side. I've been hearing all like these guys at different high schools saying they have 3 days for pinch test. Is that a always kind of thing?
No, you can always. There's a certain time you have to have an appeal done.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, you can appeal and go and do like a more like
Is it just
scientific one,
Like
like in a water
extensive
bath
or whatever.
Is it just like
Yeah.
you have to do it before like the official like first practice
No.
starts, or is it?
Official season. So
Yeah, I mean,
you're
you
setting
can't
this for
actually
the
go
season.
that weight until the
Okay.
test is done.
Yes.
Okay.
So like, and then whatever your weight is at the time of the test, also your
So then
1.5%
Yeah.
rule comes into
so
play.
then
Yep,
I was
yep.
asking,
And that stuff's all new to me. So you're going to be asking me, and I don't know half this
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
so.
so
I've had to deal with this because
Couple
this
years.
is the same one in Indiana that we did.
Oh,
the same
really?
way, yeah.
No kidding.
So they ran
did
it
you bring it
differently.
here?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. When I first moved up here, we had the half-pound a day rule.
Yeah.
Which was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the 1.5 pound rule, 1.5%,
Yeah.
you kind of have to know what the hell you're talking about because it's so touch and go.
Mm-hmm.
So
But-
it's like,
then I also heard because Peyton was talking about it, he said that you could be 1.5, so a pound and a half over to what you want to be. So I could be 161.5 and I could still go 60.
it depends.
That's
on
all.
your pinch.
That's all in your BMI. That's
Yeah,
all
like-
in your body mass
Because
index.
if you're 161 and you're 4% body fat, he can't even sign a waiver.
No.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I heard.
You don't have enough to lose
Somewhere.
anything.
yeah,
You have to stay at that weight.
yeah. So you'd have to go 70,
Yeah.
Yep.
or you'd have to retest and make 60 and be 4.5 or 4.5% or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd have to sign a waiver. And you'd have to pass hydration.
Yep.
So there's a bunch of things you got to do.
Hey,
So
thanks
your
for
pee
bumping
can't
me
be
up all the
completely
time.
yellow.
Yeah, thanks for bumping me up on weight all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got the weight to lose.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole. There's so much I could do on this conversation with weight.
Oh yeah,
I'm not an expert.
Different ways to go about it. Like my old school in Indiana, we cut the whole year, stayed the same weight. Like you held your weight.
Yeah.
And now up here, when I first moved up here, and they're dropping like halfway through the season, I'm like, how are you doing that? Like
they want to win.
Yeah.
It sucks.
But you don't know where everybody's going to go. Like, it's not like you know exactly where everybody's going to go. And
so that was the thing that I was rattling through my head too. Like I don't know. Right. I mean, I know where he's close to.
Yeah.
But I was like, I was sitting there, reading through your rankings, reading through some of the other rankings. And
you look at other rankings? I'm joking.
Fuck, I wasn't supposed to say that.
I'm just joking.
Dang it.
But it's just one of those things where you look at some of these guys and it's like, how do you weigh your season off of that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's where it really hits home with you got to focus on you thing.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and look at your bracket or who you got coming up in the season because it really could not matter.
It's almost like that like track wrestling thing that we were talking about before with like the 4 stars and stuff. Oh man. Yeah. It's like, don't look at that.
Well, and I think it was the way they set it up in the middle schools. I mean, they have a ranking system. I mean, they know who the kids are for the most part who've been around. So like you were a 1. And then, like, in the lower end's a 4.
Yeah.
And that's great. I'll go in and continue that into, like, JV.
Yeah.
Until these kids are really built up and
Right.
they are varsity caliber. And obviously certain places don't have enough kids just to put on a varsity team. So you got to do what you got to do. But at some point, too, with the weight cutting and I listen to Joe Rogan a lot. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I listen to Joe Rogan a lot. Saunas. Doing it properly. You have guys that are. I don't know who has cut. I do know that Grayson Clark has been cutting like mad forever. He's been doing it forever. He's used to it. Yeah. They probably had a great nutrition plan in place to be able to figure it out when they first did it. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, he's got it down to the science.
Yeah, hell yeah, he does. Because he's able to. I mean, I never thought that Tom took his kid out and just burned him out and just did whatever. I knew that they were probably doing things that were properly.
I always hear him at AWA going. He can predict it. He can be like, all right, I probably, because he probably listens to himself. He knows how
much he floats at the end. Because you float more when you're more hydrated and more. And then once you get down to the nitty gritty, you're maybe only floating 0.6.
Maybe.
He'll go, I'll probably only lose 2.2 this practice. And then, sure enough, even in his clothes, it'll be, he lost 2.2. I'm like, how do you just.
You've been doing it forever, man.
Yeah. Like,
And I don't know how early. Again, we haven't known these guys forever. Right. I don't know how early they started doing it, but they did. As far as you can tell, I mean, he's healthy.
Yeah,
he doesn't look like he was starved. He doesn't look like he had been cutting just to win matches. They were doing it properly. He was gaining muscle and growing at the same time.
He's got thick. Like I was looking at the big cheese or whatever. Like he's
starting to get filled.
Yeah, he's definitely starting to fill where he could be in the 50s by the end of his college career.
Yeah, maybe.
57.
57. I wouldn't say 60s, but 57 definitely. He's got that room to expand on as far as size. But
do you think Matty Bianchi? Like he's up to 65?
65 now. Yeah, he was 45 when he left, wasn't he?
Yeah, kid.
Yeah.
And he was real small his freshman year. Like I feel like right.
Yep.
Like,
wasn't he 6?
But he was short too. He's a short kid. It's kind of like Liam being short. But yeah, he wasn't very big. Now he's 65. But that goes to show. I mean, you still have that level of puberty to go through.
Taylor, right? I mean, he was 103. 2 years in high school?
Might as well be almost 220 now.
Yeah.
When he's not working out and getting ready for a tournament, like holy cow!
I think.
But that's we did this with him because we saw so much of the cutting and things like that going on. Where number one, I didn't know if I was going to do it properly.
Yeah,
there's steps you probably could take, but I was like, why? Why? We're not trying to. I'm not trying to take my kid to world teams, and Grayson was making world teams at 14, 15, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, Grayson's been a good wrestler for a long time, dude. For a long time.
Got bronze. His 8th grade year?
Yeah.
The first time I ever
14U or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
The first time, and these are the first 2 times actually. The first time I ever met him or ever heard of him was we were at Advanced when they still had that, and Corbin Ramos had him in a ball and chain, digging his elbow into his. Yeah,
they did those. Live sessions. They did 20 minutes of a drilling, and then it was literally an hour and a half of live.
Was that when Brad Owens?
Brad Owens, yeah.
And then the second time I ever saw him was I was wrestling at Nina, and Jaden
Verhagen?
Nope. Nina. Jaden Shepard.
Oh, Shepard, yeah.
well, we're all like walking around, and he looks scared, like in his eyes, and I'm like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden I hear, he's got to wrestle Grayson Clark. And I'm like, who's Grayson Clark? This can't be this bad.
Yeah.
And I watched that match, and I'm like, oh.
Shepard was a kid that was supposed to be good. That I think nerves.
Yeah.
I think nerves got to him.
Injuries.
He threw up a lot. Injuries.
Oh yeah.
COVID hit him pretty hard, from what I heard from some of the people from Nina. But that was another kid that was supposed to be good. And I think certain variables
he's all right.
happen.
He's all right. I think what did he take? Third at conference last year?
At conference? I don't know.
I think he won it though. But yeah, I watched that match.
That's better than third. So
he was beating Peach at one point.
Was he?
Yeah.
And that does, and to me, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, like I said, Jaden is still a good wrestler. Yeah.
Sectionals, that was a good match. That was a good little bracket.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, I watched that. And I was like, wow, that's Grayson Clark. And then I got beat by White Skiba after that. In a crackdown,
Wait,
he just Skiba.
Skiba.
I said Skiba.
I said Skeba.
No.
Your dad's gonna get mad.
We made that specific phone call because we needed to know what was going on. We'll tell her we're 2 hours into a podcast. I'm going to tell everybody that you run Wisconsin Grappler.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you run Wisconsin Grappler. You do your rankings.
Yeah.
You make no apologies for your rankings. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So looking at some of your rankings, and they're state rankings. It's not like you're bringing kids from out of state or anything like that. It's state rankings, Wisconsin.
Pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, pretty cut and dry. I mean, it's this state. It is. I mean, you know who is going to be on a state podium, or even at state in general.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
There are certain things that you put into play with your rankings. What are they?
Well, like a lot of it is like people always ask me, do I take into account like freestyle and Greco results? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I like to see you out wrestling, obviously, but this is a folk style season.
Yeah,
like
that's what it's based off of.
Yeah, so to say I don't use them, like I use them, but I mean, if you lace somebody, you took them down once, you lace them 4 times. How am I going to be able to tell if you can beat them
off that?
Yeah, I mean, like
a full 6-minute
like
match.
Declan Cook pinned Walbert, at Freestyle State, and then Walbert goes out and wins Fargo. So like, it's just like what?
Yeah,
I don't know how.
And Kellen was in an age group above himself.
Yeah, yeah. So
and Declan doesn't do that,
right?
So
yeah,
it's like
so it's just like I'm all results. That's why I put the wins and losses. I want to be cut and dry. I want you to be able to see why people are there.
Yeah.
Like when I first moved up here, I didn't work, but I volunteered for WI Wrestling. Like because in Indiana I did rankings with Indiana Matt. So.
Oh, did you? Oh, nice. Okay.
So I did it before.
So you're no stranger to this.
No, like
this is something you've been doing.
Yeah, I've been doing it since I was 23.
Okay.
So 15 years.
Yeah.
So I've always been a numbers guy and a strategic guy. Like, that's my role with Kakana. Like I'm strategic.
For sure.
I help with who should be where.
Yeah.
Why they should be there. I need to know like how they've done. So I was doing this before I even started this. Like I had a list of people that I kept who they lost to and why that's good for us or why it's bad for us. Like
you're already doing it. Yeah, you're just putting it out there.
Yeah. So now I'm just doing it. It's not like I'm making any money off this. I mean, I'm not trying to make any money. I want people to know.
Yeah.
And eventually, I want it to kind of be a place that college coaches could go.
Sure.
And have like a track profile.
Yeah.
Without another like thing to go off of.
Like a digital baseball card, kind of the athlete. Yeah.
So I want to help them out. Like I'm not trying. Like when I was helping WI Wrestling, I would go and I would put hours into this thing. And there was this one guy, I'm not going to say his name, but he would go and just change everything I just did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm not just putting them because I like them or because I think they're good.
There's thought put behind it.
There's actual results that drive my...
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you're new around here. You don't know who's good. And I'm like... Wow. I don't have to. It's results.
What? That's insane.
So then I quit the next day. I was just like, you guys do whatever you want because you obviously don't care about what's good for these rankings. You know?
They already did what they wanted. Yeah.
So you guys have your own thing in play, and I'm not hip to that. So you do it.
Yep.
And so I hadn't been back there, and then I was just complaining about their rankings one day, and my wife was like, what do you want your website to be? And I was like,
well, she built the website for you.
Yeah,
Nice.
She's the. I can't do any of this. Like, I have to. Like, I have finally learned how to load them.
Yeah.
And do all that. But yeah, she made like the spreadsheets and everything. And
that's cool.
Yeah. So
wow.
Tag team.
Yeah. Yeah, she's good.
So I'll put this out here.
Yeah.
I know you've ranked Liam, you know, and stuff like that as far as a freshman going, and I've been questioned about that, and I don't really answer it. I just kind of whatever it is, what it is. When you are approached by someone, now I know you're fairly open minded. You don't just put them up and tell everybody to just go fuck themselves or anything like that.
This is how the way it's going to be.
Yeah. You listen.
Yeah.
So you've been approached by people. Have you had people approach you so far about rankings where you basically almost felt attacked? Have you had that yet?
Yeah. I mean, not, I wouldn't say they seem to know more about the situation.
Sure.
You know, and I'm like, what are you basing this off of?
Yeah.
I have to have some proof. You can't just be like,
right.
Well, you know, we back in 2007, when they were 5, we wrestled and he beat him pretty well. You know? I'm like,
okay,
yeah,
okay. Well, then if I was doing him 2007, I would have ranked him above him. But too bad for you.
It's now.
Okay. We saw that I was number 8, then I moved up to number 7. How did that work? Because we didn't do any
because Jacob Ward fell off. He went to a different weight.
Yeah,
that's why he went to number 7.
Yeah, I didn't even realize he was in that weight.
Yeah.
He was
Ward.
up at 60, and then I saw he was going to be at 45 for the Big Cheese. So I'm like, there's no way he's going to go 60. You know?
I didn't even know I forgot.
Unless he's just going to get fat,
right?
You know, I mean, you gain 15 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
Steroids.
Yeah. And then like one I'm kind of thinking about now is like D2 170, like Silas Daly and Owen Heiser. Like, how much do I take into account that he got beat and then he beat a nationally ranked guy? It's just, you know, you never know how to navigate that sometimes.
So is that where you just look at numbers strictly at that point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at I look at their whole body of work. It's not just a what have you done for me lately. It's like, okay, well, he had one good match. Can he continue that?
Yeah,
because it's a grind of a season.
But those two you already have ranked, but you also know results now side by side about what someone's done.
Right.
I mean, and Silas. Granted, now would have Heiser beaten the guy that he beat? Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at how he wrestled Riddle,
I would say
maybe
that,
not.
Yeah, I would say that Heiser's not known for being good on the mat.
Correct.
As good as Daly, at least.
Right,
so
correct. And that's what they said.
And if he can make it a feet game with Daly, then he should win. But if it doesn't get around to that, I mean,
but how good is he on top? Is he just think he's just going to take Daly? That's the other thing. Yeah. Does he just think he's going to take Daly down? So it's almost like, I would love to have where we started doing like a who's number one thing.
Right.
Ooh. You know, not necessarily. I mean, it could turn into an event,
right?
But not having a full list of kids.
Thing.
Even if we only had 6.
Yeah.
You know, we had just 6 kids that were in the state. That this kid's number 1, this kid's number 2.
It doesn't matter what division you are. Like,
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get the in. I mean, we got our own place,
right?
You know, that kind of thing. So it's. So have you, with your rankings though, with what you've been doing, have you thought about doing something like that with your rankings, like putting an event together?
I mean, that's not really my thing, but if I had somebody approach me, I could definitely help with it. Like setting up the best. Like I get so nerdy with it. Like I even think about like the coaches. Like,
I love that.
Like you got an old school coach who's always going to go down.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, well, that guy's going to play right into him.
You should be a bookie, dude. Making bets.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Don't even say that to my wife.
She won't listen to this. She won't listen to this.
Maybe not 2 hours in.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, everybody else will though. That's for sure. They're better. I don't want to come out and find people.
Yeah. So it's just I mean, it's not the most gratifying job, that's for sure, because everybody wants to think their kid is really good. So
I didn't mean to bring like your stuff up at the end here. The reason why I did though is because I almost want you here for every episode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this can be like a conglomerate of us with Wisconsin Grappler and doing things, because it's I think number one, I think your predictions are accurate.
Yeah.
I think they're extremely accurate. I think you go out and you watch matches that guys wrestled recently against either ranked dudes or you're at the event, which you are. You're there. I think it's a good thing. I don't think necessarily just because WI Wrestle put that out, I don't think it was bad. I think it was a good event. They did well. They presented it well.
Yeah.
They hyped it too. I mean, that's the best thing is they hyped it a lot. They had the help.
Yeah.
Of AWA.
Yeah.
They have good people in the background.
Yeah.
You know, they have good. So they have 20,000, not 20,000.
Yeah.
But they have probably two handfuls of people that can help put the stuff together.
Yeah. Like I started this from the ground up.
Yeah.
You know, and they were able to post it in the AWA parents, you know.
Right.
Like, so all the AWA parents started liking their stuff. Like I had to like do giveaways.
Yeah.
And do things to try and get people to just like my Instagram.
Right.
You know?
And I love that. And there's nothing to begrudge guys that have people backing them up. You're lucky.
Yeah.
You have that.
Yeah. You need to use that.
Correct.
Like if I had you're damn Skippy, I'll use it.
Yep.
You know, like there's no way I'm not going to use that
Yep.
if I can.
Yep. That's right.
But I mean, I'd be stupid not to.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's I thought about even when I first started this podcast, I was talking to Joe Williamson about, you know, we talk about rankings all the time or whatever. We just talk about guys in general because we don't have that nerdy knowledge kind of thing. We're just basing it off of athletic guys, you know, talking about stuff.
Right.
But I think creating these events like this, I think are great.
Yeah.
I think number one, it gets the kids exposure that don't have it. And I know that's why Ben does. And I know that's why AWA has done a really good job, I would say, throughout the past 5 years of doing that.
Yeah.
Now getting their kids out to tournaments and now having their own events with the AWA duels. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Am I always going to be a fan of Ben Askren? No.
Yeah.
I'm not. But he's a persona. You know, he's a guy who lives for that.
Yeah.
And that's not me. You know, he's doing his thing and he's doing it great, and he's got the people behind him.
I mean, I was wrestling around when he was.
Yeah.
And so like I'd go to like Fila Cadets, which is UWW's now. But Fila Cadets was like a big thing, and he, you know, I had no clue who he was. You know? Like and he was just in this bracket of just fucking studs.
Yeah.
And I remember this guy with a fro just walking around with his boombox and his book bag. Didn't have a coach.
Oh, Messenbrink.
Yeah,
Mitchell Messenbrink.
Yeah, it's basically what it is.
AWA duels. He walked around with a
boombox in his book bag.
Yeah.
And then he didn't have a coach, so he put a troll doll in his corner.
Are you kidding me?
No, it was weird.
Oh my!
That's
God.
weird.
But he was beaten. Like,
yeah, he's good.
I was just like, where the hell did this guy come from?
So my distaste for Ben came from the U.S. when he came, you know, when he's been on TV. So my brain is I have a child, right?
Yeah.
So and I'm watching this guy who runs a youth program.
Right.
And he's on TV.
Yeah.
He's out in front of everybody and he's talking smack. You know,
Yeah.
that was where my drawback came from at first.
I don't know him as a person. I just know what I see on social media.
Correct.
And everything. So I don't know.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
There's nothing as far as my dislikes. It's just my personality wise,
Right.
and that's either my fault or whatever it is. But when I finally understood, I got to understand what was going on, the thing he was in. It's part of it, but it's also who Ben is.
Yeah.
It's just what he is. It's not that that I could never be around him or talk to the guy. I just don't like certain things that he does, and that's it. And that's all that it is, really. I've talked to Josh Wagner about that, too, because I know Ben asked him about me.
Yeah.
As soon as I started taking Liam there, Ben was just like, so what do you think of this Brad Crook dude?
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, it's Liam's dad. And he's like, yeah, what do you mean? He's fine. I don't really, like now I show up for the last half hour practice.
Yeah.
I was done. By the time I showed up by Josh, I was kind of done with that stuff.
Yeah.
I used to haunt Ben on Twitter, though.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he would make these posts or whatever, and I would make comments like, "Dude, who do you think you are?" Yeah. You know, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you're making an ass of yourself, you know. And I think there was a live feed he was doing from an airport one day, and I made a comment on it. He's like, "Dude, you got problems, man." And I sat back. I was like,
You're right.
"No, I don't have problems, man. I'm good." But I stopped doing it because, like I said, I actually got to understand the business portion of what's going on.
Yeah,
you know,
you
like
gotta pump yourself up.
you do.
Yeah.
By all means, but you do. And once I talked to Josh a little bit about it, but there's personalities in the sport. You're alone.
Yeah.
You're by yourself, man. Like you're on a dual team as a kid, but I mean, really, when you're working, you're alone.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to either talk to yourself or, you know, whatever it is. So after a while, it's kind of like I would sit down and have a beer with him. Mm-hmm. I would cook a steak for him.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't cook one for me.
Right.
You know?
Oh,
so it's like, no, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I
There's a separation in life between things, and a lot of times it is between a hierarchy, you know, between an athlete and just a civilian.
Yeah.
I guess you call him.
The analogy was kind kind of sweet.
Yeah.
You know, I'd share a beer with him. I wouldn't cook a steak.
I wouldn't cook a steak for him. Yeah. You know, and again, because he wouldn't do it for me. And that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with it. He took Liam out to U.S. Nationals.
Yeah.
I totally appreciate it. And how lucky of him.
Yeah.
To be hanging out with an Olympic wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
A national champion. You know, all that stuff. And you're just hanging out with him.
Right. See, I think...
And he took the time to do that. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is he a total asshole? No, it's not a total asshole. Just who he is. Yeah. Not everybody likes me either. Oh. Fuck, man. I'm an asshole, man. I can turn it on when I want to.
Yeah.
But I don't feel the need to anymore because it's kind of old. You know, it's like, man. But when time calls for it, man, do I know how to pull that shit on. Yes, I swear a lot too. So,
oh yeah.
Welcome to the new Vision Quest.
Yeah, that's your new vocabulary. I think it's just
I've always sworn.
Well, yeah.
I know when to hold it back. I'm an adult. So,
but
yeah,
I don't always know.
That's fine. That's what makes it
entertaining.
entertaining.
Say if you cuss, you're more intelligent, right? That's a new study.
All the studies say, every one of them. Just like eggs.
People that cuss a lot that post it, but
you eat eggs and you cuss, you're like a genius.
Yeah,
yeah. So
I think it's cool how they can, you know, if you go to each weight room, you know, or not each weight room, each wrestling room, and Max is a little bit more of the heavier guys. You know, you got Aiden Sinclair in there, you got. And obviously they're going, obviously they're going to Ben's,
Riddle,
but they kind of go there.
Millard.
Yep. And then you got
all of them.
and then you got
Licked.
Yeah. Yep. And then you got
Ramos. Okay. No, he goes to Ben.
Yeah, he goes to Ben.
Well, he's not. He's I'd 40s. Say he's middle. Yeah.
He's 40s. And then, big enough.
And then you got Josh's, who's like Grayson. You know, you got some of these light guys. Wyatt Migolski
cuts off at about 40.
Yeah.
I'd say 45 is where Josh's room cuts off at.
And then you got Ben's, who's just kind of everybody. To me, I think he's.
You know, I've never been to a true practice of Ben's. I don't think I've taken to a true
camps.
Camps or
Tryout,
he had that small group. I never had Ben in a Ben room, but everyone says that Ben's the softest.
Yeah, I can see that.
Ben's the softest, likes to have fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I get it.
We did.
Keep him coming back.
You got exactly. Yeah. Retention's huge, man. I mean, it's funny. You used to get a lot of shit when Liam was still. I won't say the club, but the other one was Ringers.
Yeah.
I'll say theirs. Yeah. The talk around town, around the Ringers town, was that Ben was offering people free tuition to his club if they left Ringers. It's two sides to every coin, right?
Yeah.
So then I asked those guys about it. They're like, absolutely not. Why would we give away tuition?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I said, I'm just telling you what I hear.
Yeah.
It's a stigma that goes around about you guys. And then talking a little bit more, and then I find out that Ben used to be a Ringers kid. Ben won't ever say that. He's like, yeah, I went to a club, and he may equate it to I was only there for 4 months or something like that. Whatever. You still went there.
Right.
So
still seeked them out. Like,
correct. You had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Until you jump off spot. We had the same thing with Liam.
Yeah.
We had a place where we started out, and then we went to a better place.
Right.
And
much better place.
The thing between the whole Askren thing was numbers.
Yeah.
Right? Guys haven't produced numbers, high school kids, and I think there's becoming a bigger focus on the youth because how many state champs there were for youth kids and all this other stuff. And Jim from Ringers, good dude. I love Jim. Jim Schmitz is a good guy. He does a really good. He's tied in with that stealth thing with the Greco. So I mean, if it weren't for those guys carrying that shit through the state, I don't think it would be anywhere. So talking to Jim a little bit, he's like, we got just as many kids coming out and blah, blah, blah. I was like, you guys have been around longer, yes. Yeah. So your list is there, but you don't have 3 facilities.
Right.
Yeah.
Or 4 or 5, whatever they got now. I was like, he goes, yeah, but that's not fair. I was like, it's not, but he's doing something right. I mean, these people are going there for a reason. Right. And they're leaving your club, and they left other clubs as well.
Right.
It wasn't all his kids.
No.
A lot of them was when they were transitioning into high school. There just wasn't I don't think there was the fire that the other kids had that they wanted. A lot of the kids that were at the other clubs, they were in the high school group and stuff, and they were still wrestling hard, but I don't think it's not what they were gaming to do. Right. They were there to get a little bit better. It was something a little more than the high school practice. So I don't mean to down those kids at all.
Yeah.
But to be said with the other kids is that they couldn't find the partners in the room anymore.
Yeah.
You had to advance. It was just the way that it was. And it was usually that 8th grade cutoff, where kids were, you saw that next level big time, and seeing it now, especially when you're getting with the bigger kids, it's like, holy cow, man, there's a large difference. Like you didn't even realize how big the difference is going to be. But, speaking of these rankings and stuff with that you've been doing with weight classes, I mean, have you noticed with the weight gains and losses? I mean, have you noticed kids that are leaving the weight classes that you had them in already?
Oh yeah.
From the first one, like how many percentage wise? 50% of the kids changed.
You mean? Are you talking about during a full season?
Yeah, well, no off season. Like if you start like last season, they were at 126. Now all of a sudden they're going 145.
Oh yeah, I mean, usually if they don't wrestle in the off season,
yeah,
I just bump them up. I just bump them up 2 weights.
The next, two.
Yeah, just because I mean, at least to start out.
Yeah,
because if you're not doing anything the whole summer, you're gonna be
gaining weight.
Yeah,
you're gaining weight.
So I just think that if those guys aren't wrestling in the off season, more than likely they're not worried about their weight, so more than likely they're going to be up a little bit more, so
heavier.
But if they wrestle during the season and can hold that weight, then I usually keep them at that weight. Like I have Otis at 60 still.
Yeah.
Even though he just went 52.
Yep.
Just because he didn't look like he was ready to make that cut the whole season.
What did you hear?
He's going 52.
Is he?
Yep.
I know he went 52 here too, right?
That's what he told me. I asked him at AWA. He goes, "Yeah, I'm probably just gonna stick."
Well, I asked him at Super 32. But he acted like he was going to start out at 60, but maybe he just didn't hear me. I don't know. It was ready for the second session, so he doesn't know
could
me
be
from
lying. He could be lying to me. We don't.
Well, that's all speculation.
Yeah,
but I mean, either way,
not good.
Yeah, this is just preseason. Once they start, I'm gonna be all over it. So,
so you just have do you just have like your laptop there, just taking notes all the time, like during the duel?
No,
you just kind of.
No, I just use track.
Oh, okay.
And I just.
Wouldn't it be easier though to just take notes then and then you can?
Because I'm not.
Everything you use is already documented.
Yeah,
true. Not a very organized person anyway, so it's not gonna be like good like clarity when you see. You'll be like, "What in the world? What does this even mean?"
About?
And you're like, "Who wrote this?" And you did, you idiot.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it usually takes me about. When I first started it, I started in the middle of the season last year.
Yeah.
So I went back and did everybody's thing. Everybody's wins and losses, and it was just like, holy cow! Like, it should be easier this year, hopefully. To keep it on the.
Well, because now you got to chart it at least the start of it,
Yeah, and plus I mean the wins and losses are the thing that I think is the most important part, because then somebody questions me, I'll be like, just look at the wins and losses. You'll be able to tell.
But the wins and losses come, but who were they against, though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But are you looking at that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a way that you'd be able to put that?
I put all the wins and losses on the
But do you keep a record of the wins and losses, like who they were against with these guys, or no?
Oh, yeah.
I know it's on track.
I put it on the website, there is a thing that says significant wins. And so it's not right now. It's in the during the season.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like last year's.
Really, I like to see
last year's. It says significant wins and losses, and if it's a out of state guy, obviously, that's not going to hold a lot of weight unless you have a win over that guy.
Sure.
So like let's say he goes to Minnesota, the Minnesota Christmas tournament, wins it.
Yeah.
Is that going to put him up above a lot of people? Maybe, but I have to have some kind of bearing to go off of. Like if it's just an easy weight and you won a tournament in another state.
Yeah.
Okay, you did that. That's a good job, but you're probably staying where you are.
Yeah.
Because this is state. This is in state. Like,
yeah. It's a Wisconsin.
Yeah. If I was running national rankings,
thinking about doing that.
Yeah. No.
Too much.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Well, you got.
You take 25. I'll take 25.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about.
Well, not even all of them wrestle either. How hard is it? Come on, Zach.
You got to think about it. Flo's probably got like a bunch, like a table full of guys.
Yeah, I got one guy. This is me, doing all.
Oh, they had some other dudes staying at home with you.
No,
yeah,
no. Not at all. I got my 2 dogs.
Tied up in the basement
and they're
somewhere.
working. They're
Got
probably
kicked
working
out from underneath the computer.
Yeah,
they like to sit at my feet. I'm like,
foot warmers. It's getting that time of year. You might need them.
Oh yeah,
So the other thing that I like about your rankings is that you do an honorable mention.
Yeah.
And you do the wins and losses.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I gotta.
So how do you do the honorable mentions? Like how do you just put them all on a list so it's not?
I mean, I'm not gonna have I gotta have it the same for every weight. I can't have just because a weight is deeper.
Yeah.
I gotta make a cutoff. Like I made it 16 for D1 because that's how many people make it to state.
Yeah. Yep.
So and this is not saying who I think is going to make it to state, because if I did that, I wouldn't have like 5 guys from one sectional.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing the best in the state. Just because you didn't make it to state doesn't mean you're not that good.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I like your previous state placement.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that you put that
with
in there.
with your honorable mentions. Are they like if one's here and then one's up top on the honorable mention? Is that how they're that's properly rated, or is that just kind of throwing them all in?
Oh
there
no, I do it in order of the way they would be ranked, because it just makes it easier for me. Because if somebody comes out of the weight or goes up a weight or goes down, I can just move one up. I don't have to look and see.
You have WL. Does that mean wait list?
No, watch list.
Watch list.
Yeah.
They're on the waiting list.
Yeah.
You get a seat soon.
So then,
yeah, you pay me. I mean,
okay. So
who do you want to be?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You want number 1?
Yeah.
Tell me.
So then, how much would it take to get from the honorable mention to, and if let's say they beat the number 1 kid, right? Let's say the honorable mention kid just pins them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't lucky.
Yeah.
Does he go up to 5? Does he start at the bottom right away?
It's different for everybody, because like you look at one of these and like where somebody's beat somebody, and I can't just move that guy above him because he's lost to 3 guys ahead of him.
Okay.
So usually what happens is the guy that is getting beat is coming down.
Yeah.
Like, unless he has beaten all these guys as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get this whole like, it's just a shitstorm sometimes, for lack of a better word.
Oh, yeah.
Like, like
you can swear.
7's beat 8, 9, and 10, and then the first watch list guy beats 7. And that guy's lost in 10, 9, and 8. So you're like, well, what the hell do I do?
He's got, and I think you got to be. I think in order to come off the bottom of the list, you got to be a couple guys.
Oh
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't.
You really got to prove yourself.
You can't just beat the like this. Chase Aller beats Braden Casey. You know? He's not going to one.
He ain't going anywhere. Yeah.
And Casey's probably staying up.
Yep.
You know, because he's got the body of work.
Well, and that's the other thing though too, is that if he goes and wrestles some of the other guys that were good that he beat already, he's going to beat him again.
Yeah, you know? and like I said, I take a lot into account, like their styles.
Yeah.
Like if Brayton Casey is just a wild card that goes out and lays it out on the line, doesn't really care about wins and losses, and just likes to wrestle his style, he's gonna get beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he could beat any of these guys at any time, so it's like
correct.
So you got to take all that into account.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things that go into it. It's not just like moving parts. You can't just move him because that happened. You got to
right. Yeah. It's like proving grounds. I mean, you got to be able to prove that. Okay, you beat the. It's like I told Liam too. It's like this finals match. I was like, that doesn't mean that kid's way better than you, man.
Right.
You got stuck in a weird position.
Right.
You just couldn't get out with big kids.
Got in on a single, and the guy had a
countered.
good re-attack.
Yeah, he countered, and it happened. And he just got on top, and that could happen.
Yeah.
With those guys.
Oh yeah.
So you can't just bump a dude up because he got lucky in a match.
Oh yeah. Like I have parents all the time. Like I don't know if they know how track wrestling works. But like
most don't do.
But you can see
most
exactly how a match went.
Yeah.
Like I can see exactly the points that were scored.
Correct.
So I have parents all the time telling me, "Oh, well, that was just a lucky pin." I'd be like, "Well, he's up 8-2 when he did it." So how lucky is that? I mean, he took you down. Yeah. I was like, he took you down 4 times. What do you want me to do?
Right.
So is it? I'm assuming it's easier if Grayson Clark.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier when you can just put him at the number 1 and then just go down from there.
Or Nathan Riddle, or Charlie Millard,
or Liam Neitzel.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Liam Neitzel is the 106 king right now.
Yeah, he's number 1. Yeah, by far.
Beckett had a good weekend though. He
did.
Third at
he took third
preseason.
At preseason, he did. Yep. He was doing pretty good.
He lost to a kid from Indiana that I actually know. It's one of my old wrestlers.
Was
the
it?
head coach there, Ballinger.
What do you know about Christian Carroll?
From Indiana.
Yeah,
he's actually at when I first moved up here.
Yeah.
Trey.
Yeah.
Went to Cumberland's.
Yep.
And I knew the head coach at Cumberland's. He's an old Purdue guy, Chris Fleeker, and he was the head coach there. And so that's how I got him down there. And then that's who Carroll's coach is.
I don't get along with Fleeger very well.
Oh, I bet you wouldn't. Not many people do.
Me and Stout actually got into it with him.
Oh yeah. He's very easy to get into it with. Like
Holy man,
he's a different kind of.
Is it just the way he is?
Oh yeah,
he's just built that way.
He's a PA guy. I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's.
Dang it.
He's really good. I mean, he was 3-time All-American.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost to Abbas by like 2 points at NCAA.
He was down in Greco quite a bit at some point, and I was just I wasn't on the Lucas train by any means. I wasn't like, oh, Greco's the greatest, but I was like, dude, what are you talking about?
He gets on these soapboxes all the time. Like, he brought up the
whole
thing about this thing, too.
And
like
Stout brought him down in a hurry on that one. On Greco, because he was talking about how no one's ever won, blah, 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 something like that. And Luke's like, oh, yeah? Let me tell you this one. And I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But
oh, yeah. Like, Flieger is, he's...
Yeah. Is he the dude? Is he the Indiana dude right now? Is he the guy that's... No?
No, I'd say probably Maurer Coughlin.
Is he?
Yeah. They're two guys. They actually just hired on to be the RTC for IU, so I don't know if they'll still continue to do that. But
who's at that RTC? Who do they got there?
I mean, CJ Red just signed on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Good wrestler.
Good. And they're starting to. I mean, Angels. I think this is the second or third year there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
it's a financial thing. I mean, you can tell it's Penn State, Iowa State have the biggest pull of all the RTCs. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, but. I think there's a lot of, like I told him too, there's a lot to be said about just kind of looking around and checking stuff out and making sure, because you got to look at your college, number one, and a lot of these high school guys now in your rankings are starting to realize that.
Yeah,
you got to look at the college, number one. Your education should matter.
Yeah,
that should be first and foremost. Your education should matter, but then honestly, it should be RTC.
Yeah. If that's your goal.
Yeah, I mean, most of these kids, that we're around right now, that is their goal. It should be RTC. Not necessarily am I going to the school with the RTC, but are you in the range?
Right.
Like as a crow flies, I think it's 200 miles. I think Jamie Nelson told me was the rule for that.
Oh, yeah.
So Liam can go to Iowa, he can go to Minnesota, he can go to Wisconsin.
Right.
But, Wisconsin doesn't, it's, for lack of a better term, a wrestling club. I guess I wouldn't necessarily call it an RTC because they don't really have an RTC anymore. Yeah. I don't think it's called an RTC right now.
Is it not?
I think they have a page that's called the Wisconsin RTC, but...
Oh, they just got rid of the women's program. I know that.
I know that, yeah.
But I don't know about.
Whatever. I don't know what's behind that. I know they don't have a ton of women that are even wrestling there anyways.
It is. I think it is called the Wisconsin RTC. They have a website for it and everything.
Really?
Yeah, they have a board.
Well, they had Ben there. Ben was there, and obviously him and Bono don't get along. Right. But
right there.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a board and everything.
Really?
For the RTC. Yeah.
I guess me not doing my due diligence and researching on their website kind of thing, but I was just kind of understanding. It's kind of willy nilly.
Yeah.
They
not that I know how to run an RTC at all, but
the main page has a Askren wrestler on it.
Wow.
Throwing another guy.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Oh, just an Askren singlet.
Yep.
It's probably because Ben put it on there. And they don't touch it.
There's an Askren singlet on the RTC.
Yeah. On the RTC, was it?
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I can tell you probably how much they actually touch that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know
judging by that, it's probably been 3 years.
A while.
Yeah, at least 3 years.
There's no, I know that, what was it? I was told he was going to that Bono belt thing or something like that. He was wrestling down there. I was trying to get a coach for him or something.
Yeah.
Reader.
And I just, I was trying to get Wagner or something like that. And he was just like, I don't know if I can do that. He goes, so pretty much Ben said that anything that has to do with Bono, he's not doing.
Right.
I was like, man, okay, fine, I'll go on and coach him. But I was just like, wow, it's so many of these guys at the top, the egos. Mm-hmm. The egos. And trust me, I saw soccer. I know that they exist, and it's not like I didn't try to have one at one point, but I got humbled real quick, when I played 19-year-olds when I was 23 and smoking cigarettes and drinking. And then I made it to the Milwaukee Wave, and I was like, oh, shit, Chris, I can still do it. No, I can't. It was not for me. But it's just weird. You talk about trying to, and maybe one guy doesn't think the other guy's doing the right thing or making a sport better or whatever it is, but it's just like, I think it could have been a great thing. Mm-hmm. For the university. Just look what Ben's doing on his own. Holy cow. But then you got guys that don't like each other, so that happens.
On the women's wrestling topic now.
No.
Ahmet Elor.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 3-time?
In the same year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
17, U20, and U23.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Put her in the seniors, see what happens.
Yeah, but see, that's something I'm running into with these girls rankings.
Yeah.
All the big events are freestyle.
Mm-hmm. They should be.
But we don't wrestle freestyle.
Nope.
So it's like, you can tell me, it's hard to do.
I'm going to say it anyways. I'm pretty willing to bet that if a girl's going to beat a girl in freestyle, she's beating her in folk style too.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, but
and it's not just because they're girls.
Yeah,
just how they wrestle kind of thing. I mean, the girls who are good right now in the state are good. So I think they're just going to beat them in any style.
Yeah.
You know, we have so many guys in the state that it's hard. You know, you can't just be like, oh, you know, he's. But I think
some
right
of
now
them
with the
are
girls,
pretty hard though. Like as far as like, you know, like it's just like girls are a lot harder to pin, so you don't see those freak.
They are correct.
You don't see those freak pins,
yep.
but you can see like dominating, and then it's almost. I don't want to like bring them down and say they're like youth wrestling, but it's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
Like they'll beat somebody one week, next week they won't beat them, and then the next week they'll beat them by a couple points, then the next week they'll tech them. Like it's just like
very hills and valleys.
Yeah, it's so hard to do. I'm trying to navigate it, and I want them to get recognition.
And I think part of that is the freestyle issue because the scoring goes so fast. You just can't tell. And I get it. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can imagine it can only create issues when you're trying to make stats.
It's really hard. Like
not create issues or questions.
I'll definitely take any information in women's wrestling because I'm trying to navigate it, and I'm trying to get them the recognition that they've been working hard for.
Is it wigrappler.com?
It's wisconsingrappler.com.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just got to go back and just double check what it is. wisconsingrappler.com. So yeah, those division rankings are in wisconsingrappler.com. He's got 1, 2, 3. He's got girls. He's got everything on there. He's got gear that you can look at. That's pretty cool.
I'm starting the calendar.
Who's your model there?
I don't know.
Who's your model?
Let me see.
Is someone you not know about?
Oh, I have no clue.
What's going on? Who's that dude? Who's putting these on here, Zach?
This is like just a regular little
is
thing.
It?
You can put anything on here.
Oh man!
Son, do they get paid for that?
I gotta do some. I would do something for this.
You gotta pay for some of the. It's basically just a green screen when you go there. Like, and you can just put anything on.
It's pretty snazzy.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like cameos, but for
I'll have to get in touch with your wife about this one.
Yeah,
sure.
We run a side business and we make a lot of clothing, so we could easily do that.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, that's what you're going to be doing? Or that's what you do?
That's what we do.
Nice.
Like we deal with
So I'm going to create competition for you. Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, I mean, I haven't sold any of this. I don't even know why she put it on there, to be honest with you.
From $24.99. Come on, where's the price list?
Well, you know, the bigger guys, there's a lot more fabric.
There is, yeah, I know.
And then look at my nice
I was wearing
socks,
2XL for a while.
Nice socks I have on there.
They're so light that you don't even feel them. Because they're not there.
Yeah.
I like that speaker, though. That was a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
The speaker?
Yeah, that was a good idea, man.
I gave away that and one of my...
I'm going to be buying one of those. Those are pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it just a side company that you did this with? Like the company that prints things? Like
I mean, like I said, we
Vista Prints kind of thing?
We run an Etsy shop, so...
Nice.
Yeah, we make like sports posters.
Well,
yeah.
What are you laughing at,
No,
weirdo? He's on his phone like,
no.
Prick.
So,
what are you laughing at?
So Coach Nazar, love him. He asked me to send a picture of me on the podium, and I said, we're recording a podcast right now, but I'll get it to you at least by tomorrow.
The only podium picture we have of you is you looking at the ground, dude.
Yeah.
But, you wouldn't look at the camera, Zach.
Oh, man.
But
I'd hate to tell you who he was acting like, but there was someone who he's acting like that I did not appreciate too much yesterday.
But
he had a down moment.
Yeah.
He was not happy. I get it. No one likes losing. He had a down moment.
Yeah.
But we got to fix ourselves at the end.
Right.
You know, we got to fix ourselves.
But instead,
he'll get there. He's young.
Because he's on an iPhone. So
that's why he wants it.
He texted.
This dumbass tells me when he's done with this phone, he wants an iPhone. I'm like, why do you need an iPhone? It's for kids, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a kid.
Kids and old people.
I'm a kid.
You know?
I'm an old person.
No, you're not. You're just not educated yet.
But
iPhones, Chinese spyware.
So I'm assuming he copied the message because he said liked. He texted liked.
No, that sounds, yes, some phones you can. So like on my phone for
crazy.
a while.
No, like if you text me and I say, and I can like your text.
Correct. So there's certain settings on your phone.
Instead of saying laugh out loud or something, I can send like a ha ha ha.
Yeah. So you used to be able to do that on Samsung. You used to be able to like the message, the text message that you got.
Yeah, but isn't that between only...
It is, but so now you can't do it on your phone, but you get notified that they did it.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Because I was like, did he really just type out the entire thing?
No.
He just liked it.
Liked it.
Yeah,
I love
like
Nazar.
that.
Well-
I'm laughing.
Christina's got
As we speak.
Christina's my wife has gotten big into sending me those voice recording messages
yeah.
now because she's driving most of the time,
Yeah.
and she's not the biggest fan of driving, especially at night. But so she doesn't like texting and driving, so she's been sending those voice messages.
Yeah,
and it's kind of weird. Like I don't know if I'm used to that yet.
The voice messages?
No, I don't know. It's weird. I'm
Yeah,
used to the reading.
Because when you get
it
face.
definitely lets you know that you mumble a lot because like I would never
Does
gets
it?
my words right.
Ever?
I'm always like,
Should send it though.
Yeah.
Should send
Oh, yeah,
it. Be like, here's what. Then
you don't
type out.
understand it. Sorry.
This is what Siri thinks I said. This is what I actually said.
Yeah,
It's
so-
like we got to talk Apple.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit. But
Yeah, I love Nazar.
So with Nazar's a good dude. Nazar's I would put him up there right past everybody else and put him up there by Askren.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
In a heartbeat. Especially from the get go. The dude has too much knowledge. He came from Ukraine.
Yeah. I know the backstory.
He was
from
brought
Dow.
over
I talked
for
to Dow.
Yep. And then Marcianda was the one that helped get him over.
Yeah.
And Larry Marcianda, the LDR headgear.
And that's the old Fond du Lac coach. Right.
Yes.
Really?
He actually helped save UWO wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
He put a lot of money into it. Yeah. So as much as I don't agree with his headgear, the guys don't. Well, I mean, it's foam, and you're hiding germs in it, so it's not really the greatest to wear.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you don't have to worry about it. You can just give it to everybody else.
no, but I just gotta spend the medication for my kid and getting ringworm for my headgear.
Oh,
you know. But anyways, I can't prove that haven't done tests on it. It just looks like it. But yeah, he was actually a big part of Wisconsin wrestling for a long time. And obviously, you heard the story.
Yeah.
But
He did a lot of exchange programs things
did.
too, and he got a lot of
with athletes and stuff like that. He did. And then so that's where enter Nazar. And Nazar actually saw Liam when he was little down in that Titan room practicing
Titan
down
Wrestling Academy.
there. Titan Wrestling Academy. It was a good
Love
time.
that.
It was fun. I mean, it was good kids. PD was
Who
down
did
there.
they hire?
Oh, what's that?
Who did they hire?
We just looked that up again, Liam. We just looked it up.
Head coach?
It was a guy that was there before. It's not Efrain Ayala.
Okay.
They fired Efrain.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll say why.
Yeah. I know.
After.
Keep that to ourselves.
I know.
Yeah, we all know.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I wanted to let everybody else know. I'll let them figure it out and find out. Do some research, folks. Ask some questions. If you guys, that's the other thing. I'll put it out there while Liam's looking that up. If anybody has any questions, any at all, for Zach, you go to WisconsinGrappler.com. You can find him on Instagram. He's on Facebook. Are you on Twitter?
I am, but I'm old.
Hit him up on Twitter so that way he's a little more active on Twitter, and then he'll get noticed more.
Hey.
But message him you can message him on Instagram.
There's a Who Beat Who feature in this too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you can
if you catch Zach in a lie. Yeah, if you catch Zach in the rankings lie.
Yeah,
you
please
can,
let me have it.
You can go to Who Beat Who and let him know.
Make sure you're right. Make sure you have your facts too.
Correct. Do your research and realize that maybe they didn't beat the right person, but you can let him know, hey, this guy beat this guy or this girl beat this girl.
And more than likely, I know about that result. And
Yeah.
I've taken it into
Try
account.
to be nice.
Thank
about
you very
it.
much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, please keep
Try
it
to be-
cordial.
Yeah.
No one needs you arguing for your kid out of love.
Just
Okay,
and
just do it out of facts.
If
You
you
know,
have
that's
a-
what this is about.
yeah, if you have a question, just be like, "Hey, I just want to know why you did this," and then you can give you the.
We just got
facts
done
and
saying we need facts, and I'm just talking about all kinds of shit without any facts
Oh, yeah,
really
well,
behind
you
it. You know, I got my computer in front of me though.
that should
That's
be
legit.
But
I found it on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
So it has to be true.
Google said it was true.
but the new head coach is Aaron Konitzer.
Conitzer, that's
Is that how
right.
you say
He
it?
was he's a
Okay.
former
Yeah,
wrestler.
he's
I think he
been
was
there,
UWO.
Yeah.
That was like I think 4 years ago. I think he was in college or something like that. But yeah, hopefully we can do something.
Yeah.
You know, we're
Oh.
we're almost on 3 hours. We're
Finally got a touchdown. Nice.
Did you?
Yeah.
Hey, Zach wins,
There you
huh?
go. No,
Finally.
I'm not winning.
All that checking. Finally got a touchdown. Who was it?
Tyler Lockett.
Is it the Steelers
Tyler
game?
Lockett?
No, it's not the Steelers game.
Whoa!
I'm
You
so
picked
unhappy.
him.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
he's a super stud.
So-
Lamar's been giving me some points.
Yeah.
He gave me like 56 points once, and I was going nuts.
Can't believe you guys wasted
And
your
then he
time
gave me
with this shit.
50, and then he gave me 15, and I was like, "All right, man, we gotta talk.
Yeah.
We gotta talk."
I did it because I was in a comedy club. I did improv, and those guys, they're all improv nerds, stuff like that, you know. But they're acting nerds. They went to college for this stuff. Like,
yeah.
I was a landscaper, dude.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine
I don't know.
invited
how
me
you
into
could do
this
that.
group.
I could never do that.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough at first, but the thing that broke me in was I was able to do it with them first, and I did the stuff in front of them, which kind of made me more comfortable in front of everybody else. So if I can do it in front of them, I don't care what everybody else thinks.
Oh, geez, we're almost 3 hours.
Almost. That's what I'm saying. We're going to end this pretty quick.
Yeah.
We got to eat supper.
What is the longest you can even post one? Like, is there?
You can post one probably 12 hours.
I can post as long as I want one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I have to
the people
buy
have
time.
to listen, right?
Yeah. People have to listen. So they're probably going to be like, this is a 3-hour podcast. What do I listen to this? Don't listen to it. I don't care. Whatever. I'm doing it for fun.
Yeah.
But no, it's one of those things where I literally, Gary Mayab had him for 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah.
But that's another dude that could tell stories for hours.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
But it's awesome stories.
Oh, yeah,
great.
for sure.
What was I talking about?
Wrestling.
That's what it was.
Sports, athletics.
Well, mainly wrestling. Yeah. Any questions like that for him?
About improv.
Oh yeah. Well, I started doing that, and either way, that's what got me comfortable in talking to people and just doing interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
But I talked to really interesting people.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like I wanted to do this.
Right.
And this is the thing I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Were you super nervous your first time, or was it kind of like, all right, well,
My first one was Cleaver, so I wasn't nervous.
no, like
First
the
interview
comedy.
or first improv?
Yeah, improv.
Oh, first improv?
Yeah. Were you super nervous, like shaking or something?
Yeah,
like
I was
that?
nervous. I mean, people paid to come in, and see it, and I didn't get paid, but because they had to pay bills. But I was nervous.
Uh-huh.
I was probably nervous the first night.
Yeah.
When I did some of the games, and that's what it was. It's whose line is it anyway? That's
Right.
really what it is. And I did some stand up. I think I did 2 nights of stand up once.
Yeah.
I basically told jokes about you playing with your junk in the shower when you're like 2.
Great.
You know? It was hilarious, dude. When you're walking in on a small child in a shower and he's playing it like it's a guitar.
Well, you know.
It's like, you're gonna need that, son. You might want to take it easy on that. And that was one of my jokes.
You gotta learn.
Yeah, he was playing like he's Elvis, and I was like, "Hey," I said, "One day, you and Jack Daniels aren't going to get along. Right. You're going to need some natural stamina.
Yeah.
Well, you're kind of beating him up.
Right.
Relax.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember
it wasn't even a good song he was singing to either.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I was like,
I remember the first time because my mom, when I got home from practice, she goes, "Yeah, your dad's gonna be on the paper," and I was like, "We still get that?" Like, I'm being honest.
It was like the serious decline in newspapers.
I was like,
yeah.
Because I remember I'd always see him like on our we have this little brick pathway. I'd always see it, and I was like, we actually like take that and read it.
Nope, we throw it out every time. I never read a newspaper.
And then sure,
I delivered them. Never read them.
Sure as heck, I look at it and it's got my dad's face on it. He's like, something like that. And
I was doing some crazy game or whatever. I had my Stormy Cromer on, I think, in that picture too. No, it's because the news came that day too. I think it was WBAY came.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I was like, well, can I like watch him or something? And my mom goes, no. That stuff's a little.
No. We didn't necessarily do blue comedy. Kyla and Mike didn't like a lot of swearing and dirtiness.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So they were just like, if you say shit or something, it's fine, that kind of thing. And I was just like, I swear a lot, Mike.
Yeah.
So like we started out doing skits at first.
Okay.
Doing little skits like Saturday Night Live stuff. That didn't work because most of us weren't actors.
Right. Yeah.
We don't take cues well.
Right.
So we just stuck to improv and it was fine. But that's what kind of got me into this. I didn't want to I love sports. And I'm buried into wrestling now.
Yeah.
I'm so far removed from soccer, it's unreal, except for watching the Premier League and yelling at those guys,
Yeah, my kids play soccer, so my wife played college soccer.
You need a coach, let me know.
Yeah.
I can coach them on the side, man. I've been playing for a long time.
Kick the ball. That's probably what I'd say.
The wife tries to stay out of it because she's like,
Yeah.
But
it's different.
Yeah.
It's a different sport all around. I mean, there's not a lot of strategy.
Yeah.
Until you really get up into like middle school age and high school age. I was just keeping kids in the position.
Oh yeah.
That's
my
really
daughter
nice.
likes defense, so
yeah.
She's
wow, that's a unicorn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she'd rather just sit back there and make sure nobody gets past her. It's easy.
I want to score goals. That's all I want to do. That's it.
No,
I want to hear my name screamed.
No, she wants to. She wants to just make sure nobody gets past her.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
that's more of a proof than anything. Anyways,
yeah.
I mean, stop anyone coming through. That's what I always
very
challenge.
Tangible. Like you can
wrap your arms around that. Yeah.
How many goals did you give up?
Right.
None. Round? Yeah. Good job.
Yeah.
I was.
You
cool.
almost scored one goal. You made 3 good passes. Maybe they're good. they're good to you. You know, you can definitely measure that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, and that was the biggest thing with us. Like everybody wanted to score goals, but nobody was good at offense. You know? But you could take on defense, man. You know, for sure. You know, but then after that, then they were tired of getting beat up. Yeah. Because they were getting run into. It's like, well, that's what defense is. You got to be able to take the hits, man.
I was a flag football phenom. I want to put that out there.
A couple videos of that I could put out. That
stiff arm. You know?
No stiff arms.
Yeah, no,
You're playing flag football. You're playing flag football. No.
Yeah.
I can see the video in my head right now. You're running past the kid
to him,
and your arm. Your arm went out, and you didn't stop the kid with your arm. You just ran past him. That's it.
But
he fell.
The stiff arm scared the kid.
The ghost arm. We'll call it the ghost arm.
Then,
ghost stiff.
And then I remember I was like, I think I brought it up once. I was like, "Oh, you think I could play tackle?" You're like, "No."
Yeah.
You're not doing this.
No, there's no need to. He's been asked to play running back or linebacker 4 times this year.
One of the football coaches, we were doing bleachers for
not
our
doing
warm-up,
it.
and he goes, you could see he looked over at me first, grabbed something to walk over.
This is Liam spinning yarns. I don't know if it's true or not. I can't confirm nor deny.
And then he goes, "Man, you can be really good at linebacker or something." I was like, "Eh."
Yeah, we'll never know.
Yeah. And then Grayson came over and started talking to him. I was like, "All right."
Was that comment that Kanye West made when he won an award? Everybody wondered what I'd say when I lost.
No,
Guess we'll never know.
Yeah. It was anybody wanted to know what I'd do if I didn't win. Yeah, and they took a little dramatic pause. I guess we'll never know.
And then walked away and raised his hand. Now look where he is.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
More than me.
Skechers gone.
Yeah, everything's gone. Skechers wasn't even there. They just told him no.
And then they took away.
Get out. They did an SNL sketch on that dude. You know that? Of a Skechers company, from the CEO to the stock warehouse guy.
Yeah, I bet.
And they're basically talking about how they're riding high and how they told Kanye no.
Oh yeah, that's the most press they've got in years.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. Oh, 5 years ago, you guys didn't know who we are. Now we're saying no to Kanye.
Yeah. Let's go.
Did you guys do the Heelys, or was that somebody else?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Kanye wants to make a new tennis shoe with 4 wheels.
Yeah.
So,
not just one. We're going to up it.
We're going to do 8 wheels.
But, we're running up on 3 hours. But like I said, I do want to kind of get this a little shorter. But, again, WisconsinGrappler.com. They're going to be around here a lot. We're going to be talking to these guys a lot. This guy. Unless your wife wants to come on. She'd come along for one.
She doesn't.
I got Christina here. We can bring her down, too. We can just talk about wrestling family life, you know?
Yeah, she'll just talk about how she is by herself for 5 months.
5 months out of the year because you're gone all the time. So, do you travel to every duel? Are you at every duel?
No, not every duel.
Not everyone?
No, I got to take a little time off, most of the FEA. I'll go to Nina.
It's been described already how much of a waste of time that FEA tournament is.
Oh, yeah. We don't need to duel everybody and then have a tournament to let us know that we're better than everybody. I'm just saying.
It's true.
I know.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How many years now?
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
I've been trying to tell them that the whole time. They won't do it. They keep
They don't
voting
listen?
it. No.
So they vote that in every year?
Yeah, they vote it. The ADs like it.
Just sign a petition.
Really? What are they getting out of it?
They voted it out 1 year, and then the principals overrode it.
Is it like an extra $1,000 a year that they're missing from the tournament not being there?
That's stupid.
They get a lot of people when we come in their gym to buy some pops. And,
My God.
Because we have a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
We outnumber almost everyone.
Yeah.
Nina's pretty close.
Yeah. But it's
everyone.
they like us to come to their gym. It's not because they're going to have a chance. I'm sorry.
They just want to hear what a crowd.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll stay home this year. I'm not even going to go. Not even give them my money. Because it's at Nina again this year, isn't it?
No, it's home.
No, it should be home.
FEA is the ones at home?
What?
The FEA, the tournament.
Oh, no, it's Nina this year, yeah.
Yeah, it's Nina.
Yeah.
No, maybe I'll watch on video or something. A little live stream.
It should be a pretty good. I doubt that all 3 of those guys are at 60, but
I doubt it.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
Probably both are down.
Stoffel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stoffel's too big to go. Number 152. He could be 60. I think he might go 70.
Really?
He's big.
I think he goes 60.
He's looking kind of fat, dude.
No, he's not. Get out of here.
I'm talking muscle fat. He looks. His legs are looking pretty big. He's looking pretty built. But his dad's been working his legs in the off season, dude. He's been telling me about it.
I know, but he looks like he could go 60.
See him in the parking lot every day. Well, not every day, but
I love his dad.
It should be a good year, though.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, so
starting to get a little deeper. I like it.
Way deeper. Well, and here's the thing. So obviously everybody knows that I live in Kaukauna. We live in Kaukauna. Liam's a Kaukauna ghost. We obviously are going to favor a team at some point when we have discussions. Yes. But
go Seahawks
too.
This year, there's just no comparing any team to ours.
I don't think so.
There's not.
I mean, Milton with the Peach move in, it helps them. But
it does.
They still got.
But when do we reach Milton?
We wouldn't until
never
state.
Never.
Yeah.
Not even at state.
Yeah.
Guarantee it's not happening this year.
Yeah.
Peach now. So you got Nilo, you got Peach, and those two are right next to each other, right?
Slamma, Haldeman, Sinclair.
Oh, that's right. Sinclair's Milton.
Yeah.
Totally forgot he's Milton.
They got 5 really good wrestlers.
They do.
Yeah. That could be something.
No, they ain't gonna make it. I don't think so. I don't think so.
2 or 3 of their studs will probably lose to us, though. So.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So that's it. As far as getting to, they'll get there. I just don't think they're not going to win.
Economalock, they're up and coming team too. They got 4 or 5 good guys. That's just it's hard to be able to build a team if you haven't done it before.
Yeah,
True. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah, you got to prove I mean, not just to other teams, but to the people that you're trying to get kids from.
Oh, yeah.
I get it. It's not easy. That's why I've always thought about Kyle Kluskins, what he's done in Nina.
Oh, yeah.
He's building something, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And it's taking longer than I think it should have because he's in a soccer lacrosse town.
Okay.
It's just the way they're built.
Yeah.
It's a nose in your air kind of community.
Okay.
And I live there.
Yeah.
I played soccer with the people there. I know the people there. So if people want to call me out and say that I'm crazy, they can go ahead. I don't give a shit. I've been there, done it. And they could say it's probably because I'm an asshole. Great. I don't care. It's because I'm an asshole and that's how they are.
Not a probably, right?
Yeah. It's well defined.
Peaches moved to Milton?
Yeah.
Yeah, they moved to Milton. Yeah.
When?
Where were they going to fit in here?
Yeah.
I know, but I didn't think they would move then.
Why would they stay in Kimberly? The issue with Kimberly is that
kind of already burned their bridge. They couldn't walk back across from what I heard.
At that point, yes. But before that, it really boils down to a commitment thing, I think is what it was. Not from them. I think they were looking for a little more of a commitment from the team itself. And it's not to say that England isn't trying to do that with the team, but he may have a different view. So you clash heads like that. I mean, it just happens. That's where you make the decision move. That's why we made the decision. We didn't think it was going to be an easy go, right. Not to say that you don't have to work at it everywhere, but we like to be a part of a winning team.
Yeah.
And we don't, as parents, build the team.
Right.
I want to be where there's a good solid team with a good solid coach. I want both.
Oh yeah.
I don't want just the one.
Yeah.
Kyle Kluskins would have, I think, thrived here. Thrived. Absolutely thrived. Because that's the mentality he has. He's building essentially Kaukauna in Nina.
Yeah.
When you go into the wrestling room, when you go to see the things that he's doing, he's building a Kaukauna in Nina.
Right.
The only thing that's holding him back, he's in a soccer lacrosse town.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Again, it's the I think it was a time frame thing for him. I think it was just him. He wanted things to get going. He wanted to do this. He saw a job, took it.
Oh yeah.
Totally get it. I mean, that's what else are you gonna do? But hey, if teams have it this year and they want to bring it, I know there's been a couple of people saying how Nina could possibly beat Kaukauna again this year. Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. No. They may have a couple close matches or something like that. And I know Kyle's he learned from Machek. Yeah. He's gonna move dudes around to try to make it happen. It just ain't gonna happen. Yeah, I haven't really looked at, I guess I would say, the other D1 schools that are outside of our conference, other than knowing the top guys that are on it, you know? So if I come across as an asshole about your school, I apologize, but as far as I think and know right now, you just ain't beating us.
Yeah, team rankings are coming, but it's gonna be once the.
That's gotta be a lot, man. You gotta look at every kid on the team almost.
Well, I run a duel for every matchup and make my way down.
Wow, how do you do that?
Well, I know everybody.
So you just do like an imaginary duel on paper?
You got to think about it. He's got all the individual rankings, so he can just look at their percentages there and go, okay, well,
there's more into it than that, though.
I mean, I make moves, and I make all the moves that you should. I'm not going to tell them what the moves are, but
lay it out. We want everybody in the country doing it. Right?
Come on.
So when you first started doing this though, like what made you start doing it?
I was always a rankings,
just a numbers nerd,
whore, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew everybody in the gym, like who was good, who was supposed to beat who, and just the way I've always been. It's probably a detriment to why I didn't reach my potential. But
so you're so focused on that.
Yeah, I was
Happens.
like, yeah. So I mean, I do love it when people start off their thing with, "I know rankings don't matter, but here's why my son should be higher." Just like. You can't start it out like that and then tell me he should be higher.
Yeah, you hit send on the message, sir.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good. I obviously you and I had talked about rankings or whatever. You asked me a couple questions about guys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know that I could rank guys without nothing personal,
right?
But without like kind of thinking back too far,
right?
Without kind of saying, "Oh, I've done this and they've made real good progress, so we'd probably beat this guy."
Yeah,
I think I might screw it up. I think you're doing a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it helps not having a lot of backstory here.
Yeah,
I don't have a lot of ties.
You're not biased
to anybody,
at all. No.
It's all.
But
results.
What's weird though is that not necessarily ties, but I mean, you've been around a lot of these kids for a while.
Oh yeah.
You've seen them come up as youth or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is going on my 9th year here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, it's
Well, you'll be back for sure. We're gonna have you down here. I would say just about every. Greg Warren.
Yeah.
He's coming up on the 6th.
Oh, the 6th.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the 6th at 10:30 a.m. We're gonna be recording.
Okay, I can do that.
So he's a comedian, dude. So I mean, we may not even talk stats.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fine.
So that's what we got coming up next.
I've seen him live, so that's cool.
You have?
Yeah.
Where?
He did like a comedy tour in Indianapolis. There was a big.
Oh really?
Yeah, there was a big. I forget what it was. I'll have to look up. Well, I forget what the comedy club was called, but I saw him there. He was awesome. Like when he was doing all of his Red Alert stuff and everything.
Yeah. He's funny.
Oh yeah,
he's a funny guy. I watched a couple of his specials now.
The Octon Quadragular, like whatever he says.
There's something.
I beat him at
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was talking about. I think he was talking about cutting weight or something like that one time. He made a joke about what people are eating from, and they're just teasing him with it and stuff. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's even funnier is that he doesn't just do wrestling jokes.
Oh,
He's a comedian.
Oh, yeah.
He does comedy, so it's gonna be fun. But I'm gonna cut us off here. I know as far as you probably have plans for things to do and whatever else is going on. So you're gonna be back on the 6th with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's been me, Liam Crook.
Yep.
My son, and Zach Pierson. We're hanging out doing nothing. So you guys want to join us next time? We're going to have an episode with Greg Warren, the comedian. And it's going to be me, Zach, and Greg. It'll be, we'll record it on the 6th, probably drop it on the weekend. But check us out. Thanks a lot, everyone. All of our episodes are brought to you by Appleton Tattoo, located at 117 South Appleton Street in Appleton, Wisconsin, right off the main drag on College Avenue. You can't miss them. I've had some work done. I have a Celtic cross that covers my back that was done by Jason. We're not done yet. Jason Winans and crew, the artists that he have there, those guys are the best in the Fox Valley. They are definitely one to go to if it's something that you've just been kind of throwing around. They'll make you feel comfortable. It's a very clean environment. Very nice crew, and very willing to get done whatever you need done when you need it done. You can message them on Facebook. I know they're on Facebook. You can give them a call at 920-604-8289 and get in touch with Jason Winans and crew at Appleton Tattoo, located again in Appleton, Wisconsin at 117 South Appleton Street, right in Appleton. Very flexible hours, great crew, clean environment again. I would not send you anywhere else except for these guys. Appleton Tattoo.